Hello, one and all, and welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings. This is RoboCop Rogue City Part 2. Thank you for your patience today. I'm broadcasting late today because I was at an event for my kids' school, and it ran late. I just got the kids to bed, and here I am. So I'm live. My schedule should go back to normal next week. I'm hoping that my schedule goes back to normal next week, and I will again be able to broadcast at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. But here we are today. We've got some more Rogue City to get through, and I'm excited for it. I hope you've enjoyed last week's broadcast of RoboCop Rogue City. I watched RoboCop 1 and RoboCop 2 in preparation. I encourage you all to do the same if you haven't seen them already, because they're fun little crazy blasts from the 80s. And early 90s. They were a lot of fun. And the game is just tongue-in-cheek and hilarious when it needs to be. And the gameplay is relatively fun as well. When we last left off, we were exploring a neighborhood in Detroit. And the chat told me that we won't be coming back. I was under the impression that we could go to the police station at any time and then come back. But no, apparently, once you explore a place and complete the quests there, you can't go back. So our efforts today are going to completely explore this neighborhood, complete every quest we find, and try to get all of the upgrades and loot that we can before moving on to the next section. That's the goal. But first, we've got the Q&A. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube today. No Facebook, Toby. Sorry about that. There's a technical glitch that is preventing me from going live on Facebook today, but I hope to get it sorted in time for next week. So today we are just live on Twitch and YouTube. Good to see everyone on Twitch. Solo, One Times, Andreas, Conradson, That Rat56, IP for real. No, I got that wrong. It's IP Freely with a PH. My bad. Sky Badger 36, Anima 1, Mogster 63, Simmer Fangirl. So good to see all of you, and of course all of the regulars and the members and the Patreon supporters on YouTube today. Grant Haber, Ant444, Chininator, The Magic Q, Toby, Noble, Claude Rains, Sebastian Sanchez, Laura Elstad, Marine 98, Cordelia, Automatic Beats, Tilly, and it's John M with the first super chat of the day. Hey Ox, did you watch the Game Awards at all? I haven't. I'm awful. I'm awful. I should. This is my industry. This is what I do. But no, I didn't watch the Game Awards. I was there 2 years ago and had a lot of fun at the Game Awards, but life is just increasingly complicated for me. And like I said, I had a children's school event today, which was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I went. So no, I didn't catch up on the Game Awards at all. Random Wastelander says, love the RoboCop streams. Random question, favorite genre of music? It's difficult for me to choose a genre of music because I really like them all. There isn't a single genre that I actively dislike, except for maybe, no, there's even some rap that I like. So it just kind of depends on the artist, really. It's not the genre, it's the artist. There are artists that I don't like because their music is just thoughtless or unnecessarily crass. But in terms of genres, but where I spend most of my time, I listen to classical radio a lot because I was raised in music and I played a lot of classical music. So I enjoy listening to classical music in the car. And when I'm at home, I like listening to, I guess it's Scandinavian death metal. Is that what it's called? I like listening to Tyr, and Sabaton, which is an amazing band. That's the kind of music I listen to when I work out. But it depends on my mood. Sometimes I listen to, what's it called? Dubstep? Is that what it's called? I don't even know the genres, but I find these channels on Pandora. I know everyone's on Spotify these days, but I'm still a Pandora guy. Go onto my Pandora and find a good playlist, and I've discovered that a lot of the songs that I end up following and listening more to is like dubstep and trip hop, that kind of stuff. I enjoy. Yeah, so lots of different music types out there. That I'm thrilled with. Marine98 gifted 5 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Marine98. And congratulations to Thors08, Mirdine Philippe, Snoopy SN100, Roman Garados, and Andy O. Blue Thunder 29 says, "Hey Ox, I've been playing Redfall right now, and it seems to be okay for now. So if you want to try this game, you can put it in your list." Thank you, Blue Thunder. It's not on my list, and I was not attracted to the game even before the controversy of its release. Even before we ever got a trailer and before anyone got to play it, just by looking at the promotional stills, I could tell that it wasn't the kind of game that I wanted. I could tell that it was a game targeting, like, teens. Like, the Fortnite crowd, you've got the zombie hunters, the vampire hunters, and the dialogue from after we watched the trailer, the dialogue was just cringy and cheesy, and I was like, no. It's like, if you're into Twilight, right? Maybe if you're a big Twilight fan, this might be the game for you. But it wasn't interesting to me, so I've never played it. That said, it had a huge rocky release, just empty worlds, glitchy gameplay, poor user interface, and unintelligent quest design, that sort of thing. That said, these kind of games, the developers work on them until they get them right. It shouldn't be that way. They should be right before they're published. Before they take our money, they should be done. That's the way it should be. But these AAA developers do tend to continue to work on their games. It's not like it's Gollum, which was abandoned. It was published, and it was awful, and the guys were like, sorry. Bye. And they just bounced. It wasn't like Gollum. At least Arcane Studios is working on Redfall to try and make it right. But I just don't have an interest in it. I don't have an interest in the world. So probably not for me. Samantha Sledge says, "I know you've probably been asked this before, but who is your favorite companion in New Vegas? Mine is Arcade Gannon. I love Arcade Gannon. He's so intelligent and pithy. He always has something smart to say, no matter where you are or what you're doing. So he's an amazing companion. Love him. Veronica's story is heartbreaking and fascinating as well. Cass is all right. I enjoy. She's sarcastic and fun. Her story is okay. There are a lot of great companions in Fallout New Vegas. Arcade Gannon is right up there. Ranker 1138 says, "Did you see the lore in the news ticker in the Galaxy News broadcast? They played before the Fallout TV trailer premiere. Some in the broadcast too." Yeah, I did catch snippets of that when I was watching the pre-broadcast broadcast. But I didn't get all of it. So it might be something that I need to spend some time reading and contemplating on to see if it's worthy of a video explaining it, or at least trying to come to terms with it and understand it. But I haven't had time to deal with that yet. It's been a very busy couple of months. Just Cowboy says, "Arcane Leon announced a Marvel Blade game. You know, the vampire?" Yeah, I know. Never been big on the whole Blade universe. I think I saw the first movie when it came out. Wesley Snipes' Blade, yeah. And even at the time, and I was young, I was a teenager myself. The first Blade comes out, even at the time, I was like, okay, he hunts vampires, and he's got a big old sword. And like it seemed like there wasn't much there. There wasn't much depth there. And I don't know if it was because the movie didn't showcase the depth of the Blade lore, or if the character himself is just not much. So I'm not terribly thrilled. I mean, this is the first time I've heard about it. I'm not terribly thrilled to hear about a Marvel Blade game. But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad. Naughty Applejack, a member for 43 months, says, "Hello, Oxhorn and chat. I bring good news. I be moving back into my house very soon. And everything was replaced. The only thing not is the doors and walls." Good? Naughty Applejack, that's good news. You're going back. Okay, so presumably you're going back into your parents' house. Like maybe you're in college and you're moving back to your parents' house, and while you were away, they got rid of everything of yours, and that's good news. All right, well, I'm glad they decluttered for you. Congratulations, Naughty Applejack. Man of Warb says a teacher was talking to her class after school and restarted after a break. She asked her class what they had done during their break. One boy replied, "I went to my pappy and Meemaw's house by choo-choo." This is a two-parter, by the way. Man of Warb is going to continue this joke in a bit. I got to wait for him to finish typing the second part, so we'll just end on that choo-choo. Simmer on that a bit, and then we'll continue with the joke in just a bit. Greg Williams says, "Hey, Ox, what do you call a sad strawberry?" "Why, a blueberry, of course." Also, will you be playing The Day Before? It's a new zombie game. Just curious. I'm not familiar with it, but I'll go ahead and add it to my list. The Day Before. Let's go ahead and do the Blade game as well, just to see if it's going to be any good. Redfall, Maybe I'll put it there, see what happens. Headed Play Tipso says, Oxhorn on Twitch. That's right. Twitch changed their policy, which allows me to be a partner on both YouTube and Twitch. And so here I am back on Twitch. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Jazzy Lamb on Twitch says, how y'all doing this fine evening? Doing very well. Good to be live. Good to see you all today. Maj House says, Jack Black? I get that a lot. I get the Jack Black comparison a lot. People who don't see me and just hear my voice, they say Tom Hanks. They think I sound like Tom Hanks. But yeah, I get Jack Black, Tom Hanks. Who else do I get? Kevin Smith. I get Kevin Smith a lot as well. In real life, I have been stopped because people thought I was Kevin Smith. And I'm not even kidding. I've been stopped because people thought I was Kevin Smith more than I've been stopped because people thought I was Oxhorn. That's apparently how much I resemble Kevin Smith. There we go. There's a snake in my boot. I don't get it. I don't think I sound that much like Tom Hanks. I mean, I have an American accent. I have a West Coast, California/Washington State American accent, but that's about as close as I get to a Tom Hanks impression. I don't think I sound that much like him, but it's all the time. Before people saw my face a lot, when I started doing my live streams and they only saw my Fallout videos, they said they thought I sounded like Tom Hanks, but I don't get it. Ustio Mercenary Vargas on Twitch says, hey, Ox, did you see the Game Awards? Baldur's Gate won 6 awards. Of course they did. Of course. I didn't see the Game Awards. I'm kind of bummed I missed it. I'll have to go read an article on it later. I was at a concert for my kids, so I didn't get a chance to watch. But of course, Baldur's Gate walked away with 6 awards. Of course they did. Man of Warb says, the teacher scolded him. Okay, so this is a continuation of the previous joke. Okay, just so that we have a refresher here. A teacher was talking to her class after school had restarted after a long break, and she asked her class what they had done during their break. One boy replied, I went to Pappy and Meemaw's house by choo-choo. And the teacher scolded him. I want you to use proper words. No baby talk. But the boy went on. I saw a cartoon. And the teacher asked, which cartoon? And the boy hesitated and said, Winnie the Feces. Because that was elaborate, Man of Warb. The setup, the pause between both halves, and at the end of the day, it's a fecal joke. Scatological humor there. Okay, thank you for that one, Man of Warb. Winnie the Feces. It's just delightful. So much in that. Daniel Holmes says, hi, Ox, do you have any crazy fan meet stories? No, I really don't. And honestly, I haven't been recognized in real life all that often. Ever since the Fallout stuff, I think I've only been recognized in public twice. I was recognized way more often years ago, like 15 years ago, back when I was doing all of the World of Warcraft stuff, the internet was a much smaller place and fan communities were a lot smaller as well. So my old World of Warcraft movies really took off and people knew my face. So when I went to BlizzCon every year back in 2007, 8, 9, I spent the entire convention just, signing autographs and taking pictures. It was nuts. And it was a lot of fun. And then sometimes in my real life, just walking around, I was recognized as well. I think the most shocking one to me is I had just moved to Berkeley, California. This was after I completed my job at Amazon, and I got a job at WeGame, and I was commuting from my apartment in Berkeley to San Francisco to my job, and some French guy stopped me with this thick French accent. He's like, "Les Oxhorn?" or whatever. I can't even say it. And he's like, he recognized me as Oxhorn from the World of Warcraft YouTube movies, and he was a French guy visiting his girlfriend in Berkeley, and he stumbled upon Oxhorn from Seattle. It was just a really weird situation. But yeah, no crazy stories. Honestly, every single person I've ever bumped into who recognized me has just been lovely and kind, and I don't have any crazy horror stories about that sort of thing. So I've been really, really lucky. Mr. Letter C, Letter P says, I kinda miss Fallout 4 stories. Well, the nice thing about stories is you can hear them and then you can hear them again. Stories are told and retold. And all of my stories, my narrations of Fallout stories, are still available on YouTube every day. So you can always go to my YouTube channel. I have everything organized neat and tidily into playlists. You don't even have to search for what you want. Just go to my channel and start navigating through. Find the playlist on Fallout 4 stories, then find the playlist on Diamond City stories, or maybe character stories, and you can stumble upon my profile of Nick Valentine or Kate or Piper Wright and get lost in the lore again and again and again. None of that content is going anywhere. Cheng Yang says, hey Ox, have you played Skyrim VR? You played Fallout 4 VR. I did play Fallout 4 VR, and I had a good time with it. I played Skyrim once. I completed the game, and it was all right. I don't think I'm interested enough in the Skyrim universe, the Elder Scrolls universe, to play Skyrim VR. But never say never. Rachel says, what did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K?
HDMI.
That's right, HDMI. I'm excellent there. Thank you for that one, Rachel. I love it. Time Warper 9000 on Twitch says, have you seen the Fallout trailer to the new TV series, Ox? It seems interesting. I did. In fact, I live streamed my reaction to watching the trailer drop live last weekend. And you can find that on my channel. It says, please stay tuned, because that's what it looked like on their YouTube channel page before the trailer dropped. And then I provided commentary about my thoughts of the my thoughts of the trailer during that live stream. Greg Williams says, any crazy funny ex-girlfriend stories? Also, how do you organize a space party? You plan it. I'm here all night, says Greg Williams. I don't really have a lot of crazy ex-girlfriend stories. I mean, the whole you don't kiss and tell thing sort of thing. I had one ex-girlfriend that I met in Louisiana, and she introduced me to boudin, which I had never known was a thing, but apparently it's a really popular snack in Louisiana. You can find it in gas stations all over, and it's made from just the worst parts of animals stuffed into this big old long pig intestine and then, grilled in a gas station. Like, it's a food. You eat it. I mean, boudin sounds awful on its own, but gas station boudin? Even worse. Like, it's... Baltimore says, oh, so it's a hot dog? It looked worse. Like, she showed it to me. We go into the gas station, and I'm seeing this big rack of boudin slowly turning on a heat roller, and I'm like, really? You guys eat this? She was so into boudin. I should have seen that as a big red flag, but we stopped at every gas station. She was like, oh, boudin. And she would go get... I gotta stop. I shouldn't be doing it. It's not fair to her. But she just really loved that Louisiana gas station boudin. It was not my thing. Naughty Applejack says, what I mean is my house got renovated and it's close to being done. Right now I'm in a temporary house that was set up that I've been to for about 4 to 5 weeks. By the way, I live in a co-op and the co-op pays for 95% of it. That's amazing, Naughty Applejack. Okay, I understand the story better. Well, I'm glad you're getting a brand new place essentially and you get to move in soon. That's amazing. Congratulations. Alt Grendel says, if a dad joke is really stupid, what's a granddad joke? I mean, I guess I'll let you know when my kids get married and start having kids. Oh, no, he says, he's answering this one. What's a granddad joke? It's where you forget the punchline. I see. That's Alzheimer's, right. It's a good old Alzheimer's joke. Ian Chamberlain said there's a Jurassic Park survival game in the works. Interesting. I mean, the Alien survival game was great. I love the Alien Isolation was amazing. So maybe they could make a good Jurassic Park one too. Keith Michael says, I married my wife for her looks, but not the ones I'm getting lately. Well, that's a shame. I wish you all the best. I really do. Marine98 with a very generous super chat says, I've been thinking about your NCR comments about the Fallout TV show. The TV show could explain that even if the NCR had won against Caesar's Legion, but they put up so much time, resources, and people into the war, they eventually failed, explains all endings. So, of course, there's always an explanation for anything that can happen in a story, right? Any creative person can come up with an explanation that would possibly work. The problem is when you make a change to the universe and you don't explain it. And that's what we've seen so far. So far, we've seen a change to the universe either intentionally or simply by omitting the relevant information, where the NCR is no longer the dominant force on the West Coast in their own territory, and instead the dominant force is the Brotherhood of Steel, okay? They have to explain that in the show. Of course, there could be any number of explanations, but they have to sit down and tell us what that explanation is. Maybe it really is that the NCR was defeated by Caesar's Legion, but if that's the case, they now have to explain why Caesar's Legion isn't venturing into California, which is what they said they were going to do after conquering the Mojave. Or maybe they defeated Caesar's Legion and the fight just made them that much weaker. But of course, that wouldn't work either, because the Mojave chapter of the NCR was complaining that California still had all of these resources and just wasn't sending enough of them. The parents in California were frustrated and upset, sending their sons and daughters to the Mojave to die, but they still were rich. They still had taxes. They still had an enormous amount of money. To be able to say that all of that money went to the Mojave defies what we see in Fallout New Vegas, because that's not what happened. The NCR in New Vegas were underfunded. They were stretched too thin. And it wasn't because the NCR didn't have the resources. They did. But the politicians were corrupt and they weren't sending the proper amount of resources to the Mojave Wasteland, which is why everyone in the Mojave was struggling so much. So even if they win and they defeat the Caesar's Legion, and they defeat the Brotherhood of Steel, and they defeat Robert House, and they own and dominate the Mojave Wasteland, it's not going to change how rich and powerful the NCR is in California, at least not from the canonical lore of Fallout New Vegas. But again, they could possibly answer that by just inventing something that they bring up in the show. The problem is that anytime you retcon a story so that what we already know to be true about the universe has suddenly been proven to not be true, it brings up more problems than it solves. Sure, we could say that the NCR is no longer a prominent presence because the Caesar's Legion defeated them. But it brings up the problem of now what do we do with Caesar's Legion, right? Lots of different problems that can arise in that particular situation. But your ultimate point that there can be something to explain why we don't get very much mention of the NCR in the show is clearly true. Of course, they can come up with a good reason. Let's just hope that it's so good that it actually doesn't create more problems than it solves. Cheng Yang says, Ox, are you trying to be Deacon because your character changes clothes? He does? I do. I kind of wear the same things every week, really. I sort of I've been wearing the same 5 shirts for the past 7 years, so do I change? I mean, every now and then I'll put on an interesting shirt, and when I do, you notice it. This is so pedestrian and normal for me that when I actually change my outfit, you notice it, and it becomes a big topic of the show. Scotty P says, what do you call a poor Santa Claus? Saint Nicholas. He's out of nickels. He's Saint Nicholas. Oh, that's so great. Thank you for that. Alt Grendel says, what do you call a hen that can do algebra? A mathma-chicken. It's a hen that can do algebra. It's a mathma-chicken. Rise Up Lights became a bronze ox. Thank you so much, Rise Up Lights. Derek May says, always love the Fallout talk, Ox. With that, your videos on New Vegas Ulysses and the bear was dying and diseased. Do you think he could be right? So, Ulysses is right and wrong about a lot of stuff. He's right that there were problems with both the bear and the bull. He's wrong in his concept that by eliminating both factions, what emerges from the ashes will not have those same problems. He's naive in that way, because these are the only societies that he's seen. He is a fan of history, but he's not historically informed. He doesn't know a lot of history. He knows a lot of what has gone on in his lifetime, right? But he doesn't know a lot of history about societies that have risen and fallen, wars that have been won and lost. He's not knowledgeable about how that works, which makes him naive concerning human nature. He, instead of finding perfect societies in the NCR or the Legion, which is what he wants, he's finding imperfect ones, and therefore they must be purified by nuclear fire so that a perfect society can emerge, right? This is a lesson that he says that he learned from the Courier, because the Courier made what he thought at the time was a perfect society. New Hope, was it? Homestead. Hopestead? Or am I getting mixed up with Starfield? What was it? In the Long 15 led there. The Great Divide. What was the Great Divide before it became the Great Divide? I forget. Hopetown, Hopestead, something like that. Anyway, the society that the Courier inadvertently created there simply by delivering packages, which is another part of Ulysses' crazy logic, was superior to the ones that he saw in the NCR and the Legion. But remember, he only observed that particular society for a brief period of time. He spent far less time observing that society and interacting with it than he did with the Legion. So it's possible that he just didn't have enough time to see the negative aspects of that society. Now, where he's right is that the Caesar's Legion is doomed to fail because it's a personality cult, and the power of that faction is all about Caesar and his character and his charisma and his wisdom and his tactical know how, right? Once Caesar dies, the Legion will crumble into dust. That's something that everyone in the Legion clearly understands, and that's their greatest weakness. The NCR, it really is corrupt at times. It's inefficient, and they stretch themselves too thin. All of that is true. But he fails to see the positive differences between the two, which is what I cover in depth in my videos on Fallout New Vegas. I don't think he's right. I do think that the bear and the bull are diseased, but not necessarily destined to death. I think the bull is destined towards death, since it's wrapped around the mortality of one man. I don't think the bear is, simply because it is a democracy and it's not dependent on the mortality of one man. Rachel says, what other location do you hope to see in the show? San Francisco, New Reno, Vault City, etc. I'd love to see all of them. But I think if they try to tackle too much and it stops being about Los Angeles, that people might get confused and overwhelmed. So at least for the first season, I want them to stick to Los Angeles, fully explore the post-apocalypse in that town, and then perhaps we can move on to other towns on the West Coast. Daniel Holmes says, you get the punchline before the question. Hey, Ox, why do time travel jokes don't work? And we'll just all chew on that one for a bit. Thank you so much, Daniel Holmes. Marine98 says, what was the final tally for the charity event? It was over $10,000. I don't have the final tally up here. But even after my final broadcast yesterday, the charity link is still live, and it's continuing to get donations from people. So my community has been incredibly generous. I'm thrilled and blown away at all of their generosity. This community raised over $10,000 for the kids of St. Jude. You should all be extremely proud of yourselves, and I know I am. I am humbled by your generosity. Greg Williams says, you drinking scotch with an irritated look was hilarious. I laughed so hard my roommate heard me. I showed him and he laughed too. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I think scotch is the kind of beverage you can drink when you're having a great time and you've got a positive look, and maybe when you're a little irritated. It works in both ways. The wiki said Hopeville. Thank you. I was getting it mixed up with Hopetown. But it was Hopeville, right, in the Great Divide. Ustio Mercenary Vargas says the old gods of Asgard had a pretty good performance tonight at the Game Awards. It was almost like in the game. Very well done. You're kidding me. The old gods of Asgard performed at the Game Awards? Oh, why did I miss this? Okay, it was because I had a kid's concert to go to, right? That's why I'm just reminding myself. God, I wish I could have seen it live. That sounds amazing. Ustio, I'm going to have to watch the video later. I missed a performance by the old gods of Asgard. That's such a bummer. I hope they did a really good time. Or I hope they did a really good job. Rachel says, if season 2 of the show takes place at another game/DLC location, either coast, which one would you want and where in the timeline? If the Fallout TV show gets renewed for additional seasons beyond the first one, and I hope it does, because I hope it's good, and I hope it has a long lifespan, then I don't want each season to have a brand new story. Well, okay, so that would potentially be really interesting. It would be really interesting if every season were new characters and a new story and a new faction and a new location and maybe even a new time. However, I would prefer it if they continued the story in Los Angeles. And if they continued those characters. I want to see them evolve. I want to see that location and landscape evolve. I want to see new technology and new monsters and new factions. And so, because of that, they would probably have to go someplace in Western California. They'd probably have to go to San Francisco, San Diego. Maybe into the Mojave Wasteland. I don't know. Reading. Daniel Holmes says, Oxhorn, please say you got it. Reread my super chat. Of course I got it. Time travel. The punchline happened first. Everybody got it. Daniel Holmes. I didn't think I needed to comment on it because everyone got your joke. It was a great joke. Thank you. But we all got it. We got it. Chang Yang says, G519 memory wipe failed. Is very interesting to know what would happen to synth about the railroad epilogue. I'm going to make a note of that because I don't have any commentary on it just now, but I definitely want to look it up before I create an epilogue to the railroad. Okay, let's see where we're at. We've got about 24 minutes or so until we start the game. 24 minutes to get your questions in for the Q&A. By the way, we've been having amazing sales of my plushie. There's my plushie, the Oxhorn plushie. It is pinned in the comment section of my YouTube chat, and it's also in the on my shop on my YouTube page. So if you're watching on Twitch, maybe head on over to YouTube so you can find a link to my plushie. I only have 300 units of the plush available. It's going to start shipping at the end of February, beginning of March, I believe, or was it March? No, it's the end of March, beginning of April. It ships end of March, beginning of April. Only 300 units for this particular run. I don't know if I'm going to make it available again. I might, depending on how well it sells. But once those 300 are gone, we won't have another run of it for quite some time. So snag them while you can. Daniel Holmes says, lol. Okay, sorry, I'm high. No, it's a good time travel jokes are wonderful, and sometimes they're tricky. That was a good one. Thank you so much, Daniel Holmes. Alt Grendel says, Blake Vincent would like to know your thoughts on the Creation Club updates. I don't have specific thoughts about specific creations on the Creation Club. I will say in general that when they did Creation Club content for Fallout 4, it was hit or miss, but more often than not, it hit. And I enjoyed the fact that modders were able to make a little bit of revenue for their hobby. Because we have to remember that before the Creation Club, modders were just taking donations, and it sometimes wasn't a whole lot. You know, not very many people donate to their favorite modders when they download a mod from Nexus Mods or something like that. But with the Creation Club, for every sale, the modder who worked on that creation got a percentage of it, and so I was glad that there was actually an avenue for modders to make some money. And so, of course, I covered all of the Creation Club content for Fallout 4 that came out until they stopped releasing content for Fallout 4. So I, for one, am glad that more Creation Club content is going to be coming out for Fallout 4, so I'm going to have more to talk about. That said, I really want it to be lore-friendly. I'm going to have a bad review if it doesn't fit in the world, right? Like, if it's a bunch of dolphin-themed power armor, I'm probably going to be upset. If they add something crazy like Chinese communist power armor that's completely lore-breaking, not that they ever would because they're smarter than that, I would probably be really sad. So yeah, we'll have to cross our fingers and hope for the best with that. Man of Warb says, did you find the planet with the clones of historical figures in Starfield? Who did you side with? I did find it, and I sided with FDR. Not surprisingly. Cheng Yang says, G519 is Curie body donor. Is it well, right. But they don't give us a lot of information about that. Hold on a second. Let me turn my music back on. they don't tell us a lot about who G519 was before we actually see her there during Memory Interrupted. Was it Memory? It wasn't Memory Interrupted. It was Curie's questline. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, we don't know who she is, and she doesn't pop up in any terminal entries. All we know is that she's a friend of Glory, and Glory was really fond of her. That's all we know. It's not really worthy of a lore video because there's just not enough information there. Oh, there it is. The first cigar burned hole in my new pop filter. More to come. Many, many more to come. Sean... Pardon me. Sean Fernango says, I mean, didn't you buy the Chinese power armor for Fallout 76? No, I did not buy the Chinese power armor for Fallout 76. Why would I? I have been a vocal opponent to the very idea of communist Chinese-themed power armor in Fallout 76. Why would I buy it? I haven't bought anything, by the way. I have so many atoms because I'd never go to the Atomic Shop. I don't buy anything at the Atomic Shop. I only go there for the weekly free stuff. That's all I do. Because I wanted to prove that you could play Fallout 76 and have a great full gameplay $60 game experience without having to go to the Atomic Shop. And I think that's still true to this day, although they made it much more difficult with the advent of repair kits and carry weight kits that you can buy at any time. Here, we're going to give you this aspect of the game that makes your gameplay much more frustrating and annoying. Oh, but you can alleviate that by spending money at our Atom Shop. Just $5 and there you go. No more carry weight issue. You're welcome. That bothers me. I don't like that. But, which is why I haven't bought any. The only I've gotten have been rewards from events and quests and stuff. So. Rick Gaudet says, do you think there's a chance the Fallout TV show will go back to New Reno or maybe to Vegas and we can see Mr. House? There's always the chance. And wouldn't that be cool? The problem with seeing Mr. House is that that will give us a canonical ending to Fallout New Vegas. It'll confirm that any ending where House dies is no longer canonical because the game takes place 9 years after the events of Fallout 4. So yeah, I hope they don't do that. Just because I don't want them to make an ending to the game canonical. But it, of course, would still be cool if we could see Robert House. Marine98 says, Ox, don't you have atoms? How did you get them? Yes, I have atoms. I've got a ton of atoms, and I got them the same way we all get atoms, by completing quests and navigating the world and exploring. I've just never spent any of them. Derek May says, Ox, did you see where people posted there was an actor cast for Robert House? Also, which character in any Fallout game you'd want to see in the show? I haven't seen that. This is news to me, so I'll have to look that up after the broadcast. I hope that they don't cast Robert House in the show. And in terms of characters from any Fallout game that I'd like to see in the show, probably Marcus would make the most sense, as he's a super mutant, he's immortal, he's already on the West Coast, he has a reason to be there, and seeing him doesn't ruin the endings to any of the other games. So, probably Marcus. Pleased to meet you, says Hawks. Do you know the Muffin Man? I forget where he lives. Yes, I know the Muffin Man. He lives on, what is it, Drewberry Lane? Mulberry Lane? Blueberry Lane? Some Berry Lane. There's one of the Berry Lanes out there. Go check them out. You'll find them. Rachel says, sad Harold isn't still on the West Coast for the show. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool if we could bump into Harold? But if they include him, then it'll give us a canonical ending to the Harold quest in Fallout 3, which I hope that they don't do. Drury? Is it Drury Lane? I thought it was Mulberry. Mulberry Lane? No? Oh, it's the Mulberry Bush. Round and round the mulberry bush, we find a path to Drury Lane. Something, I don't know these things. The Real Alana with a very generous super chat. Thank you so much. The Real Alana says, all the love from Detroit. We're extra excited, Ted, for this one. And that was the Real Alana's first super chat. Thank you so much, the Real Alana. Well, we will be exploring a neighborhood in Detroit pretty soon when we fire up the new RoboCop game. Singe Furno says, I think that they have someone for Robert House for flashback or explanation purposes. Ah, that's great. That's a suitable use of a character. A flashback or a TV commercial or explanations, recordings. Yeah, that would be great. Rise Up Light says, could be glowing Harold from Tactics. Yeah, but I think he's the same person. I want to believe that the Harold from Tactics is the same Harold from Fallouts 1 and 2. And you know, it would make sense because we find Harold in Fallout 3 on the East Coast. In Fallout Tactics, which takes place between Fallout 2 and Fallout 3, we find Harold in the Midwest. It's almost as if Harold was in his migratory phase during the events of Fallout Tactics in the process of migrating from the West Coast to the East. So, in my headcanon, the Herald of Tactics is the same Herald from Fallout 1, 2, and 3. Man of Warb says, I'd rather have Repcon in the TV show than any other more retcons. I mean, yeah, I'd rather have Repcon than a retcon. That's where I'm at, too. Alien Disrespect on Twitch says, I think they're going to ruin the new Fallout series to see based on the Brotherhood of Steel, which is going to be a police force in the Fallout series. That's a big concern of mine. Will it ruin it? I mean, kinda. If you don't get the Brotherhood of Steel lore right in a TV show, you're doing something wrong. The Brotherhood of Steel is in every single Fallout game, and their lore is consistent in every single Fallout game with the exception of Fallout Brotherhood of Steel and even Fallout Tactics a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They got the Brotherhood lore wrong in Fallout Tactics and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which is why during their press tour of Fallout 3, the developers of Fallout 3, Todd Howard, they said that Tactics and Brotherhood of Steel were no longer canon because they didn't get the Brotherhood lore right. Since then, the writers for the Fallout series have come out and said that some of Tactics is canonical because it's true, of the two games, Tactics gets Brotherhood lore more right than Fallout Brotherhood of Steel did. And there are some interesting things that they did in Fallout Tactics. I think it's a legitimate, valuable game. There are some really good things they did in Tactics. They just got some really stupid lore mistakes, which don't make any sense. And those are the worst offenders. When you change the lore for no appreciable reason. When you just change a character or a foundational motivation of a faction, and there's no reason for that. It's not because you needed to do that for the story or anything. You just do it, and there's no reason for it. That kind of stuff just bothers me to no end. It just pisses me off. Where was I saying? I was trying to... Where was it? Yeah, anyway, so I hope they explain why the Brotherhood is now really interested in policing the wasteland and providing order. That's now their motivation instead of technology. Okay, fine, but why? If it's a really, really good explanation, I might buy it, okay? Their explanation in Fallout 3 was really, really good, right? I'm sure I would have sounded exactly as crazy as I do now during the lead up to the release of Fallout 3, because the Brotherhood of Steel is now in the Capital Wasteland, and they're trying to get a water purifier working to help the people of the wasteland, and they're policing the roads, and what? They're going to Pittsburgh and purifying it. Why would they do all of this? They're a technology cult. They should be focused on technology. But then the game comes out and they completely explain it, and it makes a lot of sense, and Lion goes rogue and all of that. And okay, fine, I'll buy that. That's great. That's a great explanation for what could be something really bad with Fallout lore. And that's where I'm at right now. They have an opportunity to explain it really well in the Fallout TV show. But if they don't, it's a big problem. And I don't know if it ruins the show for me. It kind of does. But they got to get it right. They just have to get it right. Chen Yang says, Ox, what's your favorite Fallout soundtrack? Mine is Covert Action for Railroad and Science and Sorcery, the Institute. That's mine as well. Those are two of my favorite songs in the entire Fallout 4 soundtrack. The Fallout 4 soundtrack is just amazing. It's such a good job, and it's superior to all of the other Fallout soundtracks, in my opinion. I love the soundtrack to Fallout 3. Fallout 4 is better. I love the soundtrack to Fallout 76. Fallout 4 is better. There are some dungeon songs that only appear when you're exploring dungeons that are also really well done. And I forget the names of them, but man, Ian Zur just knocked it out of the ballpark with Fallout 4. Nuka Tom with a very generous super chat. Holy cow. Nuka Tom, thank you so much. Says, Bienvenue to the boundlessly funny bearer of the beautiful bowler hat and every single charismatic and charming person in this chat. So excited to finally catch a stream after so long, though I am sad I missed your adventure into my home state. I'll be exploring it tonight in Fallout 76. Thank you, Nuka Tom, for your generosity. I'm glad you're here tonight. Sorry you missed my charity live streams earlier this week when we went to Atlantic City. I hope you have better luck exploring Atlantic City than I did during my first live stream. Marine98 says, I would like to find out what happened to Jason Bright and his followers. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if we could find out what happened to Jason Bright and his followers? Maybe they just crash land back to Earth at some point. I mean, they're probably dead. I mean, to be honest, if you launch them into space, they're dead. They didn't have enough oxygen to last more than a couple of days. And sure, they may be ghouls, and they can survive a lot of things, but lack of oxygen? Probably not. Well, there's Billy the Kid in a fridge, and he was locked in a fridge for 200 years, and he's still alive. So do ghouls need oxygen? Maybe not. I mean, maybe they could survive in space. I don't know. I mean, they could definitely survive the radiation from the sun because they're ghouls. But it's the oxygen I want. Do ghouls need oxygen? Before Billy the Kid in the fridge, I would have said yes. But Billy was trapped in a fridge. Was there oxygen in that fridge? I don't think so. Marine98 says, I would like to find out what happened. Oh, I read that one already. Thank you, Marine98. Mike Big Janice says, hurts so bad. A pain is a problem. It really is. I hope you feel better soon. Sparrow says, Ox, are you excited for the power armor for your dragon? And that you will get to choose which dragon you want in the next few updates for Fallout 76. What? Okay, I think you're mixing Fallout 76 up with Skyrim. Skyrim has dragons. Fallout 76 has bats, scorch beasts, but you don't get to tame them in Fallout 76. I'm not sure what you mean, Sparrow. Perhaps there was some big press release that I completely missed. Colonel 87th says, I agree with you, Ox, but I'm gonna hate it when people watch the show and think they know the universe when they really don't. Maybe they will if they do it right. You know, if they provide us with enough context. I mean, people who have played the games are going to know the universe better. But I do think that it's possible to convey the core concepts of the Fallout universe through film without having people having to have played the games. And I just hope they do it correctly so that I don't have to come back on YouTube and do a bunch of correction videos. But actually, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. You don't want to see that guy. But they're going to make me be that guy if they get it wrong. I'm going to have to be the well-actually guy. And I don't want to be that guy, but I might have to. Robert says, relax, nerds. It's a TV show. Look. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Look, Linda. The thing is, if you want to make a post-apocalyptic show, okay, make a post-apocalyptic show. There are lots of other post-apocalyptic shows that didn't borrow from Fallout. You want to make a post-apocalyptic show? Great. Make up a new story. You want to make a Fallout show? Get the story right. I get that these guys are creative and they want to make their own show. And it's a post-apocalyptic show. That's fine. And if it didn't have anything to do with Fallout, I'd be thrilled for whatever they put together. And I'd sit down and I'd watch it and I'd be like, oh, that's really great. But if they're going to make it Fallout, then it needs to be Fallout. Because it's called Fallout, right? They got to get their lore right if they're going to be borrowing on the brand name of Fallout. And it's not just geek stuff, right? The whole Cleopatra documentary that came out recently had a ton of backlash because they got the core concepts of Cleopatra's identity wrong. This latest Napoleon movie that's coming out is getting a ton of backlash. Why? Is it because it's bad? No, it's because they're getting Napoleon's history wrong. If you want to make a story about a tiny guy on the horse, he wasn't really tiny. If you want to make a story about an emperor who goes and takes over a bunch of land, fine. And you can make up your own story and have creative freedom, do it. But if you want it to be a story about Napoleon, you have to get the history of Napoleon right. Otherwise, it's not a story about Napoleon. It's someone else. It's not Napoleon. If you're going to tell a story about Fallout, you got to get the history of the Fallout universe right. Otherwise, it's not Fallout, and you're just making up your own post-apocalyptic story. That's where I'm at. And I hope they do it right. I'm encouraged. I hope they will. I've got a couple of questions, a little concerns, but I hope that they're going to do it right. Matt Lang says, hello, you might have covered this in the past. What's your thoughts on the Fallout Equestria movie? You thought I did that in the past? Matt, no, you clearly don't know me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any... My thoughts on the Fallout Equestria movie is that I love everyone's passion. I think there's room enough in the world for everyone to be creative in their own unique and sometimes disgusting, but also wonderful ways. So I've got nothing but love for people who are into Fallout Equestria and that particular bit of fandom, and I'm not going to judge them. Who am I to judge? They've got their own passions, and that's wonderful. I love it. Those are my thoughts. Colonel 87th says, it's not just the TV show. Our law, don't mess with it. It's not just a TV show, right? It's part of the Fallout universe because Todd Howard has said that whatever happens in the show is now canonical. You know, it's the same thing with games at this point. If they come out with a Fallout game and the Fallout game doesn't get the lore right, it's going to disappoint all of the fans who have been following the lore of this story. It's like if a new Harry Potter came out and they describe Harry Potter incorrectly, or they get the events from the previous books wrong, that's lazy story writing. If you come out with a new Fallout game and you just forget everything else that has happened, it's lazy story writing. If you come up with a Fallout TV show and you're just there for the post-apocalyptic vibe and you don't really care about the actual history of the story of these people and this world, it's lazy story writing. If you want to make a post-apocalyptic show, make a new post-apocalyptic show. Don't borrow the brand name of the Fallout franchise so that you can get more viewers to your post-apocalyptic fantasy. And I don't think they're doing that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're doing that. I have every indication that they are taking the story seriously and in good faith trying to evolve this world. And that's all I want from them. There have been a few minor things that have concerned me, and I'm sure it will all be clarified once we actually get to the show. Sparrow says, Ox wanted to get you on a rant, but you're on one. And I'm over time now. Oh, I'm not over time. I've got a couple of minutes left. You guys get me on these rants. You start feeding me scotch and rum, and then you ask me these incendiary questions about Fallout lore, and you get me on all these rants. It's on purpose. Sparrow's... Thank you very much, Sparrow. Jess Vicious says, let's face it, Ox, you're probably going to have to be the actual guy. I think it's inevitable. I mean, it's inevitable if it's bad. But it could be good, right? The Last of Us did it right. I haven't finished The Last of Us yet, So I don't know how it ends, but I played the Last of Us game, and I'm 6 or so episodes into the Last of Us. Man, they get it right. Even when they change things, they get it right. Like, they changed the way the fungus mycelia communicates. Instead of having the gas masks on all the time and breathing it in, instead it's the underground roots, for lack of a better word, the mycelia, or however you pronounce it, that actually permeates the ground and starts infecting people, and that's how they communicate. And that's smarter, right, than inhaling the spores. It makes more sense. The story they did with Bill, they barely touched upon Bill in the game, but they devoted an entire episode to Bill. Is Bill his right name? And they made him a much more interesting character. Now, I don't hope they go the Last of Us route, because I don't want them to retell a story that has already been told. And it's inevitable, if you're going to be retelling a story that you saw in a video game and translating it for film, that you're going to be making some changes, and sometimes some very fundamental changes. Which is why I'm really glad that the Fallout TV show is telling a brand new story. Because if they're telling a brand new story, then they have an opportunity to have control over where that story goes, while also trying to be true to the underlying lore. Retro Wave says, I'm a little curious if the past actor/writer strike had impact on the show. Hopefully not. Maybe that's why it was released in April. I don't know. We'll see. Axon Media Los Angeles says mycelium. Yes, the mycelium. I don't understand all these. Mycelium is what I meant to say. Colonel 87th says, I'm flustered. It stands to break the law possibly and rewrite everything. Todd Howard should not have said that. If the show doesn't respect its audience, and let me be very clear, if they want to respect their Fallout audience, they have to get the story of Fallout right. Otherwise, they're just borrowing the name of the IP to get our views. They don't care about us. They're not respecting us. We love Fallout, not because of the show, because of the games and those stories. And if they don't respect us enough to be true to the world, then yes, that's going to be devastating. And I wish Todd Howard wouldn't have said that. However, I do think that Todd Howard genuinely cares about his community and his world, the Fallout universe. And I think that I have no reason to believe that the showrunners don't. So I have high hopes that this is going to be a really good show. Nuka Tom says, the only reason I can think of the Brotherhood policing California wasteland would be a potential tenuous alliance with the NCR because of how the NCR was spreading so thin in New Vegas. It's possible. It's possible, but they would only agree to that if the NCR had technology that the Brotherhood needed. The only reason the Brotherhood agreed to patrol the roads in one of the ending slides for New Vegas is if the NCR handed over all of their power armor suits. That's the only reason they agreed. So sure, maybe the Brotherhood in the show is only trying to establish law and order on the NCR's behalf because the NCR is spread too thin. But if that's the case, they have to explain the technology aspect of it and what the Brotherhood is getting out of it. Cheng Yang says, think back the Talon Company attacking us if we're evil. I think that shows us that Talon Company are territory. Just like Gunners, Winlock, and Barnes threatening Robert McCready if they learn McCready on their territory. Chang, I'm having a hard time parsing your comment. I mean, the Talon Company are mercenaries. They don't care about anything but the bottom line. They're hired by people to attack other people. That said, they do look out for scavenging rights. We discovered from Green Tech Genetics that the Gunners were there not because they had been hired by anyone to go there, but because there was a bunch of scrap and salvage that they wanted to retrieve and bring back to HQ. So yeah, they are mercenaries in that they're hired by other people to go and do jobs, and they're also scavengers, and they're trying to occupy places with technology and scrap that they can then use to better their faction. Alt Grendel says game time. It is game time. It's time. Let me put the chat over here. And fire it up. Behebio on Twitch says, which is worse, a crappy Fallout show that gets canceled after 4 episodes or a crappy Fallout show that gets canceled after 16? 16. If it's a crappy Fallout show, I want it to do as little damage as possible. And that means have as few shows as possible. What the Netflix Witcher show has done to the Witcher franchise is just awful. They've bastardized the entire story. They've completely rewritten characters. And what's their reasoning? Well, the television and Netflix audience just wouldn't be able to understand them. They're too complicated. The storytelling from the books and the game, it's just too complicated for someone watching on Netflix to properly understand. So we're just going to completely change the plot and the characters because we think the audience is stupid. They're just stupid people, and we're smarter because we're working for Netflix and we're brilliant showrunners. We're just going to make everything different because we know best, not the people who enjoy the show that's there. The story that's been there for a very long time. They're all dumb. We're smart. Wandering Paladin says, hey, Ox, the guy at the furniture store told me the sofa would seat 5 people without any problems. I realized I didn't know anyone without problems. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Very nicely done. Right, where was I? I'm getting... RoboCop. Here we go. Hellcat says, that's exactly what they said about Witcher fans. I know. I'm not even exaggerating. That's exactly what they said about Witcher fans. It just boggles the mind. These guys are so arrogant. And I'm glad that nothing like that has been said about Fallout fans yet with these very different showrunners. We have to remember that, every person is different. Every professional is different. Just because The Witcher didn't respect their audience doesn't mean that the producers of the Fallout show are going to be the exact same way. So let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. Cheng Yang says territorial, thanks IPAC 7065. Yeah, I do think they're territorial about scrap, definitely, and salvage rights. Okay, let me get the lights. Mystic Moog says, that scared us. Not nice, lol. It scared me too. I didn't realize that RoboCop was going to throw this big Intel Inside thing at the beginning. My bad, everybody. That was my fault. Sorry about that. Ururur says, I just think that until the show happens, maybe people should dial back all the doom and gloom fantasies. And I want to address this really quickly because you're right, Ururur. But you also just need to understand where we are coming from. You're right in that there hasn't been a lot of information released about the Fallout TV show, so it's unfair to judge it right now. You're right, the show's not out. We can't judge the entire franchise, the entire show, the motivations of these producers. We can't judge them yet. The show is not out. You're right. And yet, there's a historical precedent that so many of us have lived through from developers and producers who have said the exact same words. The Halo guys, the Witcher guys. I can't even remember other examples, but people who have promised that they're going to be staying true to the lore. They're going to respect the core audience. They're not going to be dismissive towards the games that have already gone before. And then they do. They do all of the things that they promised that they're not going to do. We've been burned over and over and over again. So you're right. The show isn't out yet, and we can't judge it because it's not out yet. But which is why, incidentally, I haven't talked about this very much when all of the behind-the-scenes footage was being released. And it's not like I've been coming out with a video every single week saying, oh, the TV show is going to be awful, or this just in, they used the wrong hex color of paint in the logo for the NCR flag or whatever. Like, I'm not making content like that. But when they come out with screenshots and trailers and they're giving us real information from the show, that's fair game. And we have an opportunity to kind of look at it and see whether or not they're going to be respecting their audience. And I have a few worries that they might not be. I hope that they will. I want to take them at their word. I really want to believe them, and I have no reason to doubt them. But we have been burned in the past as a community of gamers who have our stories turned into really bad TV shows. And I just, this is why I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to be optimistic, but we have got a history here, so I'm cautiously optimistic. RoboCop says, dude, I'm a Star Wars fan. Trust me, I get it. Okay, well, in that case, you do get it, which you should understand why then I'm not really a Star Wars fan, because there's been a lot that is sort of, there's so much that in that universe that has been changed and corrupted and not paid it close attention to, that I don't want to get into it. Like I'm not interested in it because it's been diluted so much. Nuka Tom says, fun little thought I had in my head about the series. What if we hear mentions of Dick Hubble, or maybe the She, or maybe rumors about what good old Connie did to the She? I mean, I'd love to hear more about the She. I really would. But they're in San Francisco, and they only appeared in Fallout 2, and they've had brief mention in some of the other games. The She were mentioned briefly during the events of Fallout 4, and that's about it. But yeah, I'd love to hear more about them. I doubt very much that they'll talk about Dick Hubble, though they did mention the Hubologists in the Nuka World DLC for Fallout 4. But will they go into the whole Dick Hubble thing? I think it's hilarious, but there might be some people in Hollywood that are afraid to, put to film a giant Scientology spoof. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyway, rant done. Let's get to the game.
Apartment 21. Oh man, my hands are sweaty.
Are you going into a drug-related withdrawal? Do you require medical assistance?
What? No, I'm just nervous. Me and Gail have a complicated relationship. She's good at reading people, and I'm the type of person that doesn't like to be read. I know that inevitably I'll do something she doesn't approve of.
Like steal a watch?
Like steal a watch.
Right, so I hope you were able to enjoy our last broadcast of RoboCop, because we are continuing a quest that we started in our last episode. Basically, this guy is a police informant. He was pretending, or he was kidnapped by the guys in the last place that we raided. So he works for the police, and he gives them information, but he also has a habit, and he does crime. But he feels bad about it, so he's trying to return a watch that he stole from somebody he worked with before. Now, the apartment is upstairs, but we've got a downstairs here that I'd like to explore really quickly. Okay, I'm forgetting all of the key bindings. Right-click to use RoboVision. Anything interesting down here? Well, here we go. Nuke! A gang stash discovered. Search warrant granted. Oh, yeah. Boom. Love it. Crime evidence. Oh, I'm getting all the crime evidence today. Yeah. Glad I came down here to explore. Gustavo Plays, a member for 50 months. I can hardly believe it. Gustavo Plays, you're amazing. Says, no way did I get off work just in time to eat, watch Ox shoot people without probable cause. I mean, scum of the city. Look, I'm being legit here. I just got a search warrant for this closet, you know. But it's time to take out the trash. The scum of this city as RoboCop. God, what happened here? It must be directly above us, because it's really loud over here, but I can't interact with any of the doors, so it must be on the level above us. Nick says that couple is having a serious argument. They are, yeah. And a dog's involved somehow. Let's go find out exactly what's going on. Okay, can't get to the roof. Roof access is blocked. So here we go. That's our door. Let's,
This is it. Deep breath. Let's do this. You first.
Well, no, now that we're here, it's actually quieter. It must have been downstairs. All right, here we go.
RoboCop. Are you here about Mike?
Yes, I am sorry to hear about your husband.
Oh,
Gail.
no. This junkie is not coming inside. What else are you gonna steal?
Funny you should say that.
I can't stand him. I'm sure he has something to do with Mike being missing. Are you any closer to finding my husband?
We are still looking. Is there anything more that you can tell me about his disappearance?
I've already reported what I know, but if you have any more questions, shoot.
I heard that he was looking into reports of bodies going missing.
An old lady approached him at the precinct and told him a sob story about how she couldn't afford to bury her husband. Can you believe that? Anyway, when she finally collected enough money and went back to the morgue, only to find that they had lost her husband's body, Mike went to check it out and never came back.
Oh, wow.
Where was the last location that he was seen?
I remember him telling me that he was leaving his jurisdiction, that's where the leads were taking him. I tried to convince him not to go. It seemed dangerous, but he felt sorry for that old lady. He went against his own rules and me. He left angry, because we'd been arguing.
Do you remember the exact location?
He never told me. But maybe it's in his files.
Why do you think that Pickles is involved in your husband's disappearance?
My husband's a good man. Sometimes too good for his own sake. He believes in second chances, even if someone doesn't deserve them.
Like Pickles.
That unappreciative asshole constantly gets himself into trouble. I mean, who's always there to get him out? You guessed it. Salt of the earth, Mike. Pickles has a bad influence on my husband.
I love that the name of this hardened criminal is Pickles. It's just so great.
I think I have everything I need for now.
Knowing you're on the case makes me a little less anxious, RoboCop. Now I just need to break it down for our son.
He does not know?
I didn't know how to tell him. He's a smart kid, and I think he suspects something. Could you maybe tell him to come home? It's getting late, and the streets aren't safe these days. He normally dawdles, but having you tell him should light a fire in his britches.
I will make sure that he returns home, madam.
Thank you. He's playing on the basketball court nearby with his friends.
I really hope we can find Briggs. I don't want to ruin this poor family. I hope we can find Briggs. Scan results: Gail Briggs, Michael Briggs, Daniel Briggs. A framed photo of the Briggs family. All right, let's see if we can find his files. Where would his files be? In the office. Oh, no. No, this is a recommendation letter. Detroit Against Addiction Program, Agreement Form. Participant name, Joshua Pickles Green. Age 34, substance abused, nuke. Person referring, Michael Briggs. Reason for referral, Joshua has made some wrong decisions in his life and has been living with the consequences ever since. But he is a man of great spirit with a remarkable set of people skills. I'm convinced that he really wants to make a difference, but in order to do so, he needs professional help and someone to believe in him. DAA is a voluntary program, therefore we need participant signature in order to enroll them in our center. Participant signature ... So he never signed it. Pickles never signed it? That's right, he doesn't want to get off nuke. He likes it. Gustavo Plays says Tommy Pickles has a hard life after Rugrats. Tommy Pickles. Sure, they're the same guy. Well, can I go into his office? I can't explore his files? I mean, we had a dialogue option where he specifically mentions finding his location in his files, but we don't find an office. We can't get his files. Okay, maybe we need to go rescue his son from the basketball court first. So we'll do that.
That went pretty much as expected.
We are not done.
We're not?
You still have that watch, do you not? There is someone who needs to learn what time it is.
Is that a movie quote or something? I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere.
I love how tongue-in-cheek this game is. We're in a RoboCop game, and he's all, is that a movie quote?
We must get to the basketball court.
That's just around the corner. Are we playing? What's that got to do with time? Is it like time to kick my ass?
We are going to remind Gail's son that it is past curfew.
Oh, Daniel. Sure.
I love this voice actor. The RoboCop voice actor just
Bummer.
did great.
He's not here. Maybe these guys saw him?
Whoa. Scan results. Chalk outline remains of a crime scene. At a basketball court?
Good evening, citizens. I need...
Need what? Some spare parts? Hey, there's a mechanic up the road.
Your conduct is unbecoming of an athlete, or I'm an ankle breaker too, or I am more than this metal shell. Oh, he's so sweet. Let's try this.
We all have to obey the rules of the games we play. Unsportsmanlike conduct makes all players look bad.
That's right, fool. That was a technical foul.
I didn't know he's so delicate. What do you need?
We're looking for a kid. His name's Daniel. He was playing here earlier.
Why? Is it past his bedtime?
It is.
Yeah, I saw a couple of kids drawing with chalk they found lying around that crime scene over there.
Thank you for the information.
Congrats, guys. You just became police informants. It has its perks. You'll love it. I see a couple of drawings over there.
I'll be with you in a minute,
This
Pickles.
was drawn not long ago.
Ah, there's more over there.
Yeah, I know. I'll be there in a minute. I'm going to explore the area. Cole Menzies with a super tip. Thank you so much.
That's a $100 fine.
Oh man, I'm missing out on Pickles' dialogue lines because he just keeps running. I can't run! I'm RoboCop! I can't sprint in this armor. Dude, just chill out. I want to explore. All right. I think I have explored everything back here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Ooh, look, a seedy alley. Everyone loves this seedy alley. But not a lot here. Okay, all right, let's head back. Colonel 87th says, all I was saying is, I don't trust mainstream companies. The difference between this and Sony is they have their own production company. So it's just really difficult to make something unless you work with really big companies, right? So I guess I'm not upset with the fact that the Fallout showrunners are working with Amazon, right? I just hope that they don't get any interference and that they don't feel like they have to go off script. All right. To the quest destination. Here we go.
Daniel! Come on, kid! Where are you? Should be somewhere around.
Find clues about Daniel's whereabouts.
Shoe print, size 7.
That's gotta be his. What about over there?
No, it is locked. They did not go inside.
Right, that one is locked shut. Oh, what are these kids getting into? They're doing nuke. Let's check the dumpsters. No clues or traces.
So I guess you have like a scanning thing in your eyes.
Yes, it allows me to see things that are not there anymore.
Oh, so it's kind of like Nuke.
Now with Duke, you see things that have never been there, I'm imagining. Ooh, there's a ladder up there, too. Unreachable by teens. All right, that leaves one thing left.
They threw out the chalk here.
Must have found something more interesting.
Make a way. Oh, come on, Pickles. Nothing funny to say?
What the fuck?
That was close.
We better hurry.
What happened? Why did Pickles freak out? Did I miss something? Was it a gunshot? It was.
Do it. Come on. And in.
What are you waiting for? Fuck him up! He's laughing at you!
Hey, what the hell's going on over there? Yo! Daniel!
Oh no. It's the cops.
I don't want to go to jail for this shit!
Is that a gun? Oh, you're in so much trouble, kid.
No, it's not.
Whoa!
Whoa! Kid. Oh, shoot.
What the hell? You're lucky that Tin Man here doesn't have a real heart. He'd have a hole in it right about now.
Sorry, sir.
You will be once your dad hears about this.
My dad's missing, so he can't tell me nothing. My mom said that he's out on an assignment, but I know the truth. He's not coming back.
Why'd you say that?
He's always been a stickler for following the rules. I guess that's why he's missing. Cops can't shoot without giving a warning, and someone got the drop on him. But that's not gonna happen to me. I'm going to be the one that shoots first. That's why my friends say,
Your friends are knuckleheads. If you listen to them, you're a knucklehead too. Come on. Sit down. We need to talk.
No one wants to be a knucklehead. There's
Those
no worse
friends of
insult.
yours, they take the easy way out. You don't want to go down that road. It leads to a dark, lonely place. Do you know why your dad is such a stickler for the rules?
'cause he's a chump.
Because it's the right thing to do. It's not always easy to do the right thing. It takes strength.
And you think my dad has that kind of strength?
Are you kidding me? Your father has enough strength for the both of us. He even helped an ungrateful addict that he found in one of these buildings that smelled of rotting garbage, half dead and covered in vomit. And instead of writing him off, your father opened his home to him because that's the right thing to do. That's strength. Don't you think there's someone else who could use that kind of support now?
Mom.
See, you already know what to do.
All right, Pickles. Well done.
You can start by giving her this. She's looking for it.
Is he going to arrest me?
No, it's your first offense. So he'll let you off with a warning. Right?
Ooh, do I get to decide?
Right.
Ah, there you go,
It's late.
RoboCop.
Let's get you home.
Well, you told my mom about the gun?
No, she doesn't like me already. Thanks for the help, Tin Man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Objective completed.
Hey,
Time
partner.
to-
What's the status on the old slaughterhouse?
I had to take care of something. We can go there soon.
Sure thing. Pick me up at the station when you're done.
The search for soot. Drive to the old slaughterhouse. Okay, well, I want to make sure I've done everything here first. This is the closest thing we get to sprinting in the game. Yeah. Okay, we're all the way down here. Search for soot. Ladder. Arcade. Ghost house. Chop shop. We've explored ghost house, chop shop, arcade. We went up the ladder. We've got quite a few buildings over here by the Riverwalk that we haven't thoroughly explored. So before we go to the car, which is our primary objective, let's wind our way through the streets, see if we can find any more loot and lore, and then head up here, check out this building. But you know what? These are not highlighted. All of the buildings we can go into are highlighted, but none of the buildings over here are. Okay. Well, then let's try these buildings, which are highlighted. Mobius Uroboros says, Ox, you might want to read ahead before saying this out loud. Okay. Okay. It's a little crass, but I think my audience can handle it. After all, we are playing a mature-rated RoboCop game that deals with topics like these, so I'll go ahead and read this joke. Are you ready? This is the very crass joke that Mobius was concerned about, and I appreciate that concern. Here we are. What did the butcher say to the prostitute? Get your hands off my meat. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Mobius. Okay, gas station. It looks like we should be able to get in here. Did we explore this already? I don't remember. Okay, I don't think we can go to the gas station. All right, so if we can't go to the gas station, let's try this building up here. Okay, that was Ben's Auto Repair. We have been there. Okay, so let's go over here. This building, is that the one we went into? I think that might be the one we went into already, where we cleared out that huge gang. Yeah. So we can't go into the Superstar? Oh, man. All right, we're over here. Did we explore this back alley? That's the arcade. We did explore the arcade. Did we? I don't know if we explored this back alley. Okay. Well, we found one piece of evidence. I'm glad we went back into the laundromat.
He drew a gun and asked me for money. Only a moron steals from a beggar. That's what I said. But then he started shooting.
That looks like a new ladder. I don't think we've discovered that ladder yet.
See that guy down there? He's an asshole.
Hey, all right. Okay. See these nooks and crannies up here? We haven't explored those. And it looks like just the sort of place where they'd hide a bunch of contraband. Let's head that way.
Congratulated you yet.
Okay, new quest. Talk to Officer Kurtz.
He's my favorite TV star.
Thanks to you, Kurtz finally had a reason to watch something other than the fast food channel.
There's a fast food channel in the RoboCop universe? What is it, like porn for hamburgers or something?
When it comes to cleaning criminal scum from the city, I am even better live. Can you tell me what happened here?
Nasty murder. The victim is a white female, mid-20s, identified as Casey Carmel.
Had a history of petty crime and prostitution, but believe it or not, that's her real name.
Any leads?
The case is closed. OCP won't spend a single dime on the murder of a prostitute.
Cost optimization. Fancy name for we don't give a shit about poor people.
So if you were to look around the crime scene, you would potentially be exposing OCP to extra costs.
If you want to do that, be our guest.
Yes, I do.
Is that homeless man considered a suspect?
Nah, we know the guy. You can rule him out.
The guy's a loon, a mental patient. He thinks that aliens dumped the body here.
Talk to him if you want. Just prepare to hear a tall tale about green people.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about that murder?
I'd bet the girl was killed somewhere else, and the body was only dumped here. And we got the tire tracks, drag marks. If we find a car that matches, we'll find our perp. Yeah, I guess the perp had his hands covered in some green-blue guacamole-ish goo.
That door!
The body's covered in it.
Why does it always come back to food with you? Anyway, we need to do a proper analysis.
The door of the gas station. I knew we were going to come back to that place.
The best way to cut the costs of policing is to cut the criminals down.
Tell me about it. I didn't join the force to pick up dead bodies off the street.
Yeah, but what can we do?
I will look around. We must bring the murderer to justice.
All right, time to bring the murderer to justice. Where's the homeless guy, though? I want the story about RoboCop Vision. Activate RoboCop Vision by pressing right-click to highlight enemies and important objects in the environment. You can investigate those objects or use them in combat. All right, there's the body. Dang, her head is like...
Somebody dumped her a few feet from here. The blood traces on the ground indicate she was dragged.
Scan results.
That's this green-blue shit under her arm. No idea what it might be, but there is more of it around.
There's a giant slice on her arm, but that's not a clue, apparently.
Nasty wound. Looks like she was hit with a blunt object, possibly a hammer. Her heels had to touch the ground when the body was dragged.
Steel chimney pipe irrelevant to the case.
Probably belonged to our victim. Let's try to find other clues.
A stiletto shoe for the other foot. Yeah, that foot is missing one of the shoes. Spilled garbage, irrelevant to the
Poor
case.
Casey.
Custom extended wheelbase. Have you seen a vehicle like this around?
Nah. But that narrows it down significantly. Good catch, Robo.
What do you know about the dead body we found here?
It's as simple as it gets. Aliens did it.
Aliens.
I've been investigating them for years. They send rats to spy on me. They don't want me to show you this list.
What list?
It's a list of aliens living in Detroit. All 37,617 of them. The murderer included.
Am I on the list?
On the alien list? Of course not. You're on another list. But let's not worry about that now. The scale of this conspiracy frightens me too. But maybe we can narrow it down if you found any clues at the scene. You know, something unusual.
I'm afraid I cannot rely on your assumptions, but please do stay available for further questioning.
All right, so we'll question him again after we get more evidence. Blood type AB minus. Oh, now we question the witness. Okay. Okay, let's question the witness.
Most likely a van with a custom extended wheelbase. Does your list contain any information on such a vehicle?
Jackpot! I've got a guy with a van that matches your description. I don't know his ID, but I know where you can find him. A film set near the courthouse. They're shooting a TV commercial and it's run by aliens, so it all makes sense. Casey must have discovered something there, and they got her. That must have been what's happened.
Why do you think that aliens are involved?
I saw the guy who dumped the body here. I saw his skin. It was green and glowing like those toy dinosaurs that children play with and years later develop serious diseases from.
Why do you think that aliens run the set?
Who do you think runs the advertising business? They're stuffing commercials with subliminal messages. They use additional film frames with commands to make us obey. Don't you know what happens to those who watch TV?
What is the purpose of your list?
It's my tool to spread the truth. I update it every month and add it to my newsletter. You should read it. It's free. You'll find out some stuff that you wouldn't see on TV.
Like what?
Take the moon landing, for example.
Oh, God.
Didn't happen. Why? Because the moon doesn't exist. First time hearing about it? That's why you need my newsletter.
I will verify your statement. Nevertheless, I recommend you consult a psychiatrist at the earliest possible time. Now,
Okay.
the set.
We need to go to the film set, but then we also saw the paint on the door of that gas station. And we've got all these nooks and crannies to explore. Evidence. All right. So the film set is all the way down here. We passed it earlier. And that's the garage right there with the green marks on the door. We went down the River Rock earlier, so let's take this path.
Mike was driving and we heard what we thought was a blown tire, but it was just a gunshot.
Oh, exactly. Hello. Violation. Hazardous oil spillage. Time for a ticket.
One that likes swimming in oil Surely must be swimming in money.
Good work, RoboCop.
And she takes off her top and says,
Hey, this is a private conversation, pig.
Clever. We've been up there. All right, so we go around.
Hey, I'll learn less if you hang around here.
Sorry. Okay, there's the film set.
What is happening here?
They're shooting a TV commercial for Sunblock 5000.
Night does not seem an appropriate time for such practice.
Yeah, they ran into some problems, and it's running later than expected.
I swear, we're staying here until we finish, or you're doing it without me.
Jerry, don't you think you're being unreasonable?
You better find us another understudy so we can get this over with.
Let him in. We don't want to hinder the work of law enforcement.
Jerry Jenkins. All right, thank you. I'm here investigating a crime.
I have reason to believe that someone from your crew is involved in a crime. We found a green-blue substance like your sunblock at the crime scene. The suspect was driving a van with a custom extended wheelbase.
We use a lot of different vans, but I wouldn't know if they're the type you're looking for.
In that case, I would like to look around.
Actually, you could be of some use to me, too. I have a problem here, and its name is Jerry. Jerry Jenkins. I need a reason to cancel his contract, and I think you could find one for me.
That does not sound like a task of a police officer.
But it could be, though. I'm sure he's guilty of something. You just have to find out what it is. I can give you access to anything without a warrant.
We could say your proposal is punitive. The guilty will pay, or I only seek justice.
I only carry out the request of justice.
I believe that. Dig deep. I bet Mr. Big Shot doesn't have a clear conscience. Start with the computer. There's a list of vehicles allowed to park on set there, but look for something on Jenkins, too.
All right. We've got a commercial star here who's refusing to cooperate, making things difficult for the crew. The lead actor matches the suspect's description. Oh. Sunblock 5000.
I am looking for...
Look, I'm busy. But you know what? I like your paint job. It would look nice on my new car. Can you leave me your card or something?
Wow. This guy. Check out this guy. Hello. Tire tracks and wheelbase match. Sunblock substance matches the one found on the victim's body. There's the computer. Inbox 0 new messages. Nikki Torrey regarding the night shooting preparation. From Nikki Torrey, the set manager assistant, to Teresa Robinson, the set manager. Topic regarding the night shooting preparation, things to do. Delivered today at 6:14 p.m. Don't worry, Tess. I'll handle everything. But you must know that the crew is afraid of working at nighttime. Maybe we should arrange for more bodyguards? From Nick Torrey, set manager assistant, to Teresa Robinson, the set manager. Cars allowed to park on the set updated, delivered yesterday, 12:43 p.m. And these appear to all be license plates, plus one additional van outside the team. Barney Burke, suspicious message found regarding Jerry's issue. From Barney Burke, the agent, to Teresa Robinson, a set manager, regarding Jerry's issue yesterday at 7:53 a.m. Teresa, I'm sorry to hear that you've encountered difficulties working with Jerry. Please excuse him. He's in a bad mood. You know how sensitive an artist he is. Fortunately, I've been his agent long enough to know what would help: the company of a nice, beautiful girl. Don't worry, I'll arrange everything myself. Just charge this to the client's account. Then we've got N.A. Hold on a second there. The beautiful girl, could that be the prostitute that was killed? Can we explore all spam or sent? I guess not. Let's question Jerry about the beautiful girl.
The evidence I have gathered shows that you are connected to the investigation that I am conducting.
So what?
We've got 2 clues that we can use, or we can pass a psychology check of 2 to say the press might be interested.
If you cooperate, we can go about it quietly. Otherwise, the press might get interested.
Try it! One phone call, they'll turn you off like a faulty fridge. But why would you even bother me? That bitch sent you after me, didn't she? She's looking for a way to screw me over and hide her incompetence. You want to investigate something, then ask her about the guy she hired as the understudy. His face looks like a walking mugshot. On top of that, I bet he's the one who stole my ring. See what she has to say about him, pal.
Question the set manager. Well, maybe I should have used the clues. That didn't seem to get us very much.
I spoke with Jenkins. He mentioned that you hired a criminal. This individual may be the perpetrator I am looking for.
You mean the understudy? Did Jenkins tell you that I hired him? He was the one who recommended him for the job. Don't believe me? Check the camera footage to see what good friends they are.
Why did you hire the understudy?
Jenkins' contract says he will not use sunblock, and none of the professional understudies wanted to do it either. They all say it's toxic. So I had no choice. Jenkins brought a guy and said he could do the job.
Where is the understudy now?
I have no idea. And that's the whole point. We can't keep shooting because he's disappeared. I hope the guy's in the hospital or worse, because if he's not, I'll kill him myself. It's a joke, of course. You understand jokes, don't you?
Show me the footage.
Check the camera footage.
Okay, analyze the footage. Here we go. Play the footage.
Who are you, pal?
Your agent sent me. Special services. Pussies, man. I've got a place.
Of course, Mr. Jenkins, I'll take
it and get lost. The smell of hard-boiled eggs mixing with this green shit makes me want to puke. Looking at your face doesn't help either.
Ouch! This guy. Try it out loud.
You mentioned something about special services.
Only the best in Detroit.
I find that hard to believe.
I've got just the girl for you. Her name's Casey.
No names.
Well, well, well. We found something really incriminating. Oh, Mr. Jenkins, you know Casey.
Your understudy offered you the services of a prostitute. She was likely the prostitute who was killed.
People offer me things all the time, but that doesn't mean I accept every one of them.
We could intimidate, confess now or else, or we can say withholding information is a crime.
Withholding information about illegal activity is also a crime.
Ha! If that's the case, I wouldn't be the only criminal in this goddamn business. You know what? Now that I think about it, why shouldn't I help the law enforcement of this here beautiful city?
Where can I find the understudy?
He works at a gas station nearby. But I don't think that's his main source of income.
I am not done with you yet. Do not leave the city.
Okay, gain access to the gas station. Oh, we can't go out there? Oh, it's because RoboCop can't jump. That's a pretty big design flaw, don't you think? RoboCop can't jump. All right, we opened that garage door earlier, so we explored down this alley already. Did we explore the footstep of this Capitol building? I don't think we did. Or maybe we did. I guess we did. All right, so we're back here. Let's go to the gas station. The gas station called Hell. Oop. Did we go into this little hobo town? Did we go up there? Did we go up there? We did. We did. Go to the cop. There's a side quest, says Chris. Which cop? Is there a cop over here? Oh, the one by that, Yeah, alright, let me finish this one first. Then I'll go to the cop. Smears of sunblock, a substance found on the victim's body. You can breach.
Who's there? You have to help me, man. This shit is burning my skin.
Oh. And there's the van. The tracks and wheelbase are a match.
Sunblock is the least of your worries.
Look, I know why you're here, but I'm innocent. I swear.
You are being detained in connection with the murder of Casey Carmel. If you require medical attention, it will be given to you.
I didn't do it! Jenkins killed her! Jerry Jenkins! The guy from TV! You have to believe me!
You will make your statement at the station.
And you'll let Jenkins walk free! He's the one who killed Casey! They met here yesterday!
Casey's body was covered in sunblock. The evidence points to you.
I arranged the meeting, I admit, but I was gone when this happened! When I came back, she was already dead, and I decided to get rid of the body. Jenkins is the only one who could have done it!
Why would Jenkins be meeting a prostitute here when there is a motel across the street?
His agent got a hold of me and told me that the guy values his privacy. The money was good, and I was able to provide him with a discreet option.
And Jenkins was happy with the arrangement.
He was bitching at first, but when he saw Casey, he stopped being so picky.
Why would Jenkins kill that woman?
I don't know! I wasn't there!
Are you stalling?
She may have mentioned something about wanting to blackmail Jenkins, but I knocked the idea out of her head. At least I think I did.
Why did you not go to the police?
What would I say? That a famous celebrity killed a street prostitute in the back of my gas station? That's a bit much even for this city.
Dumping that woman's body in a dumpster seemed like a better idea to you?
It's not my fault that people would rather believe a guy from TV over me.
I will verify your version of events, but you will still suffer the consequences of the actions you have taken.
All right.
Hurry up, please! It burns!
Investigate the gas station. Power up. Right. Oh, is that a camera? Creepy. A camera lens concealed in the wall. Hidden room detected. Hey. Oh, really? We gotta... Come on, really? Please tell me it's blood. Blood. Matches sample found at the crime scene. Glasses model matches the one Jerry Jenkins wears. A hammer? She was bashed in with a hammer? Hammer face matches victim's cranial lesions. Okay, well, there was a hidden camera. So, we've got this on film. Hidden room detected. Interesting. Make a way. There we are. Well, well, well. Someone's a nasty pervert. Why do you threaten me? Casey, I'm only a doctor. I cannot help you with your fee issues. The price of palliative care went up for everyone, not just for your mother. Still, for the money you're paying, there's no one getting as professional care as her. I will remind you that this will end if you tell my wife about us. M. The stolen handbag. We've got a doctor involved with this prostitute. Oh, let's play. Do we really want to watch this footage? Oh, no. All right, I might have to switch cameras here. Oh, okay. Oh, good. It's not murder. I mean, it's not nudity. It's just murder. That's fine for YouTube. Well, well, well. Evidence found. Arrest the celebrity. I'm gonna stomp my way over there.
So, did you find anything?
According to the evidence, Jenkins is guilty of the murder of Casey Carmel.
And you're a nasty little pervert understudy.
However, you are guilty of concealing a crime and desecration of a corpse. I will call medical assistance. You will be taken in when your condition permits.
He's just... All right, Mr. Jenkins, it's time for you to learn that crime does not pay. Alright, so that's the cop car you guys say gives me another signed quest. I'll tackle that next.
I can't let you in, Robo. They're in the middle of a shot.
Right.
This cannot wait.
They say that 20 seconds in the California sunshine is too much these days. Ever since we lost the ozone layer.
I have a solution for you if you are looking for some protection against that California sunshine.
The hell?
A stay in Detroit prison. Jerry Jenkins, you are under arrest for the murder of Casey Carmel.
I seen you on TV. You're glitching again. Ah, it hurts. For fuck's sake, it hurts.
Right. Objective complete. Is there anything else here?
Well, that's a wrap.
That is indeed a wrap. Okay, let's go to the police and see if we can find a new quest with him. Thump, 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 thump.
Hey, Robo, can you help me out here?
Be a man, pig. Why make such a big deal?
How can I assist you, officer?
I'm trying to catch this one shifty dealer. This guy steals nuke from other pushers to sell it at half price. This dopehead buys from him but won't tell me his whereabouts.
I don't know any dealer.
You were carrying for 3 different pushers, so you either like to walk for miles to buy nuke, or you appreciate a discount.
Don't take it out on me because the guy broke your nose.
As you can see, he doesn't want to cooperate.
We could say letting them steal means fewer drugs on the street. That's an interesting logic there. Or we can say, I will make him cooperate.
Do not worry. According to my directives, there are several ways to convince him to cooperate.
I ain't gonna let it reprogram my brain. We can talk, but don't let it drill into my head, okay? The guy's name's Maurice, but I don't know where to find him. I always arrange a place over a payphone. I'll give you the number.
Let's hope it works. The dealer knows where the others hide their stash. We could collect nuke from the whole neighborhood if we get to him.
I will take care of it.
But you need to find a payphone first. Try near the supermarket. I think at least one of them hasn't been smashed by vandals yet.
This town. We can't let... why won't it let me track it? Track. There we go. We can't let drugs on these streets. Nuke will tear this city apart. There's a payphone. Scan results. The phone booth is out of order. Well. Find a working phone booth. Jeez. That's the arcade. Where would I find a working phone booth? That's search for soot. Here we go. Hey.
What?
Is this Maurice?
Listen, man, I'm really swamped with the laundry right now, so make it quick.
Now let's try. I would like to try nuke.
Could you advise me how a person who would like to try nuke should go about it?
You're hoping to get your first bag for free? No way! I'm selling at half price anyway! But wait, your voice. You sound like...
A future happy customer.
fucking RoboCop! You wanna bust me? Why don't you do a better job of finding guys who vandalize phone booths? I'm losing customers because they can't find working payphone in this goddamn... What the fuck is it this time?
Anybody home? Don't hide, Maurice. It's just a friendly visit. You like to do laundry? You should try working at the laundromat instead of violating the basic rules.
RoboCop, you have to help me! The back of the red building by the supermarket, apartment 6. There's some guys here. I think they mean business. Hurry!
He's on the phone.
He knew it was me by my voice. I can't believe RoboCop is like, I want to try Nuke. I am a potential happy customer. All right, here we go. Let's save the drug dealer. All right, scum. Time to face the wrath of cold steel justice. All right, so we need to go up there. Let's see if there's anything over here first.
I hear footsteps. If someone starts shooting again, make sure the kids hide under the bed.
Shooting again? Dear Lord. Okay, that leads upstairs. However, there was a downstairs over here, and I want to check that out first before we go. Oh, it's blocked. All right. Well, we can go downstairs. Stolen wallet. Man, this city is so filthy. It's just so gross. Okay, I think that's the way we're supposed to go. Scan results, signs of a forced entry. Wow. Scanning material. Psychoactive substance detected. It's a lot of nuke. Oh, we're getting all the nuke. Scanning material. Shoe print size 9.5 with traces of psychoactive substance. We gotta follow the shoe prints. Damaged phone. Marie98 says, sounds like you're enjoying this, Ox. Is it making you relive the movies? Kind of. I mean, I didn't watch RoboCop until last week for the first time. Got counterfeit money. We got everything. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Friendly warning. Maurice, I'm writing you because your phone's always busy, but after what you did, I wouldn't want to be seen with you anyway. Soot wouldn't mind you stealing nuke from those 3 morons if he got his cut. He gave you the last chance to pay him off, but you screwed it. Now it's too late, so you better change your address. I can assure you that your excuses won't work with the Torchheads. They're crazy. New clue obtained, and that mentions Soot. Scan results, Maurice's laundry schedule. And incriminating pictures. All right, time to follow these footprints with my RoboVision. Where will RoboVision take me? It takes me upstairs. Time to breach.
Listen, guys. I'll never touch your stuff again. I swear.
That's not why we're here. So what do you want? The money? I have your money.
You only have half of it, and that's the problem.
You're selling our product at half price. That makes my customers complain about my prices.
It ain't nice, Maurice!
Maybe you think that building a customer base by selling your product under its manufacturing cost is a good idea.
Under what?
But it's not. Such practices are spoiling the market.
It's been proven time and time again that such action leads to a reduction of future demand, yours included. Antitrust laws are there for a reason.
Shit, Maurice! All we want to say is that you violate the basic rules of the market with your predatory pricing. We can't just go along with that.
It's unfair and unethical.
Not to mention illegal.
The fuck?
You are under arrest. Come quietly, or this may be the last economics discussion you will ever have.
Get him!
Oh, man. He's gonna take time to get his gun out of his thigh holster.
Oh, shit, man. Why did you do that? What am I gonna sell now?
There are serious charges against you, Maurice. However, you can hope for a reduced sentence if you reveal where these 3 dealers keep their drugs.
Or I can jump into that pile of garbage below. A few bruises is better than jail.
Do you know what the likelihood is of surviving that?
I know the hood better than you do, cop. So try some different talk, or I'll jump.
Well, the last time I tried a psychology check, I didn't do it very well, so we're gonna give him a clue. Soot is looking for you.
Even if you escape, Soot is out to get you. You will be safer in prison.
I missed our meeting. I was busy, but he doesn't get that. Doing laundry is important to me. It relaxes me.
If you cooperate, you can get a job at the prison laundry.
You mean I eat and live for free? And I do what I like to do anyway?
Wow.
I feel like I won the lottery, man!
Wow, this
I'll
guy.
tell you where these jerks kept the stuff. But I have to have our deal in writing.
Oh my god, really? Really? He gives up because his hobby is doing laundry? And you can do as much laundry as you want in prison. It's the lottery. These criminals are just so silly. All right, the search for Soot. Drive to the old slaughterhouse. I believe we've done everything. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we've explored every highlighted building that we see here. And I think we're ready to go. Let's go to the car and find Soot.
At least it ain't raining.
Here we go. Yes.
This is where Soot is supposedly hiding.
Can't really call it hiding if he sent invitations to the whole city. I bet Rudy forgot about us.
At least I will not feel bad crashing his party.
Murphy, I was thinking about what happened to you at the TV station. Maybe you shouldn't...
No need for alarm. Becker's chip is keeping my circuits in check.
You're more than just circuits, Murphy. Underneath all that metal, there's still you.
Alex Murphy is gone. He lost his life.
And despite that burden, you carry on. You've done more for this city dead than anyone has alive. That has to count for something. I'm gonna shut up now. Just take this little something to remind you of what I've just said. Open it the next time Becker gets under your skin. Also, don't forget you have a partner who's counting on you.
Okay.
Concert in an old slaughterhouse? I suppose it fits those animals. Place looks deserted. Are you sure your junkie friend didn't mix up the venues?
He is the type who likes to mix things up. We shall have to see.
Let's head up those stairs.
Yeah, wait for me. I'm looking for loot. Loot and clues and lore. Nuka Tom with a very generous super chat says, something bugging me recently. In Old World Blues, our brain has a separate personality from us, and I'm wondering if that's true for the think tank too. If their bodies and brains had separate ways of thinking. Were they more moral before or worse? That's a great thought. And yeah, based in the New Vegas logic of how brains work, their brains would indeed have different personalities from their brains inside their bodies. However, they weren't very moral or ethical before the bombs dropped, and they're even less ethical after the bombs dropped because they went crazy. Their brains have been rotting in that juice for God knows how long. And that caused them to be psychotic.
We cannot go this way. We would need a warrant.
I can't believe those stupid directives are still holding you back. Go ahead, partner. Oh, stench. Someone missed potty training.
Oh. Oh. New king. It appears that we are facing the birth of a new drug empire. Although Kane, the drug lord and creator of Nuke, is dead and his cult has been dissolved, the drug factories continue to operate. As Nuke continues to ravage the streets of Detroit, it looks like someone has succeeded Kane. The question is, who sat on the drug king's throne and what the city authorities and the police will do about it? More on page 5.
If Sid is such a great performer, shouldn't there be a big line in here?
Regardless of his vocal abilities, I still want to see him sing.
Thank you for that, RoboCop. Incriminating documents. Man, we're getting everything. So much loot. But a slaughterhouse? Man. Can RoboCop smell? I sure hope not. There we go.
Wait, I think I can hear something. Maybe your informer was right after all. Gherkin, was it?
Pickles.
The way he says pickles with such gusto is great. Gherkin? No. Pickles!
Yes. I definitely hear some commotion on the other side. Let's have a look, shall we?
Oh, shit! Pig Thunder Lab! Why can't you give us a fucking break?
Justice never sleeps.
Yeah.
Come get some! Scumbag!
Eyes on the prize!
Operator, this is Lewis. Me and Murphy discovered a Torchhead's nuke lab at the old slaughterhouse. Multiple subjects were neutralized, but there are still active threats in the vicinity, gang leader included. Requesting backup.
That was a lot of enemies.
The way they handle those drugs, I doubt they know where they are.
I said in my last broadcast that I didn't like this weapon, did I? Didn't I? Oh well, we'll try till we're out of ammo. 30 rounds. Pretty nice.
Another locked door. I'm going to call this probable cause. No need for a warrant. They're all yours, partner.
Probable cause confirmed.
I like it. Okay, gotta loot this room. Alright, we got another safe. Let's keep our eyes open for a combination so we can open this safe.
That is when having a conversation with Arthur comes in handy.
Well, I wish she would stick with me because I'm not getting any of her dialogue. I'm trying to loot and explore. She's just walking ahead, talking and talking. believe I can't break that safe open. All right, let's go.
You'll make a fine trophy.
You're okay there, Murphy?
Behind you!
Up you get, big man. They're closing in on us.
Oh, dear God.
I'm invincible! It's gonna go boom!
I love this gun. Right, I need more ammo. Guess there's not a lot here.
Let's split up. You clear this floor, I'll check upstairs.
Lewis, wait!
Don't worry, partner. We'll stay in contact.
Yeah. Colonel 87 says, Ox, RoboCop 2 is way better than the first one. I don't know. I enjoyed them both. Alright, she's going upstairs. Gang stash discovered. All right. That's what I needed. All right, she's going upstairs and yet loot. I mean, I want all the loot. Okay, I guess she went through this door. We can breach it. Warrant required. I love how she can just ignore that. But because he's a robot, he can't. Notice of concern. Lab personnel found exceeding 4 doses of nuke per shift, riding on the conveyor belts, working without a face mask. Will be punished with 1 day of detox. I mean it, soot. Incriminating picture.
close.
I don't hear music. Oh, is that because I have streamer mode enabled? That might be it. Dude surprised me.
I've got eyes on the stage. Looks like they haven't realized we're here yet. Sook's here. Get closer. I'll support you from the balcony. This music is driving me mad. Is that the point? Is it supposed to make you mad?
Alright, well, because I have streamer mode enabled, we're not able to enjoy the music coming from the concert, it looks like. Maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. All right, here we go. Breach. That's a lot of people. Oh my God, this is so 80s.
Just look at this, everybody. A walking disco ball decided to join us. Now the real show is about to go down. If you're a real torchhead, shoot that motherfucking tin can till it fucking rattles. And I'll take this opportunity to moisturize these golden vocal cords. But stay right there, everybody.
Civilian killed? Oh, come on. What? These guys are torch heads. All right, restart from checkpoint. I killed a civilian. Oh, no. All right, I got to do this without killing civilians. They had guns. They were shooting me. What do you mean civilian killed? I only shot the guys who pulled guns at me.
Heading backstage. Follow him. Shit. Watch out for the civilians. I can handle things here. You go after him.
Okay. Well, I've got one healing left. I'm gonna get demonetized. Headshot! All right, I got upgrade chips. Nice.
I can still do this. I just need to concentrate. I need some nuke. This can't be. I had everything lined up perfectly.
Let us talk.
Stay the fuck away. You can't touch me. I do business with the new guy.
You seem to know a lot about him.
You're not getting anything out of me. Do you know how many cops I've killed? I ain't scared of you. Besides, I'm pumped up with nuke like a freaking power plant.
Then get ready for a meltdown.
Oh, come on, RoboCop.
You think you're gonna get anything out of the torch head's top dog? That's quite a grip you got there. Is that supposed to scare me? Not a single scratch.
I can't shoot him.
Knock yourself out. That's not even mine. Hey, that stuff doesn't come cheap. No! That was the only thing in my collection that I didn't steal. I freaking hate you! I'll never rest until every pig in Detroit is dead. Screw you, bastard! That is not a way to treat a famous person! Knock yourself out! That's not even mine! Hey, that stuff doesn't come cheap! No! That was the only thing in my collection that I didn't steal! I freaking hate you! That's enough! I'll talk!
I just had to destroy his guitars.
Lewis, I have Soot. He is ready to give me his statement about the new guy.
Wouldn't you rather hear it from the man himself?
Where is Officer Lewis?
She's outside, right next to me. We're having a nice citizen-officer chat. Why don't you take my rising star and join us, so we can exchange partners?
Oh dear.
Hey! What the hell are you doing now?
The new guy is here. You are coming with me.
In that case, giddy up!
Scan results, Soot's birthday gift. Note with a safe code combination on it. Yesterday, someone sent a stripper for my birthday. I want to find this kind soul and thank him in my special way. I want to burn the date of my actual birthday on his forehead. It's May 11th, not yesterday. Some fan you are, your disappointed superstar boss. He doesn't know if he wants to be a rock star or a criminal. He just wants to be both. Soot, I'm gonna loot your safe and take it all.
You know my birthday? I don't remember getting a gift from you. That's not nice.
I'm glad they had a dialogue there. Incriminating pictures, all right.
Can you even feel the fear? Because you should be crapping in your pants right now. You have stepped into a big freaking mess.
Cleaning up the town mess is what I do.
was an awesome concert. If it wasn't for you, they would have never have guessed it was all on playback. When I need some fluke, I take nuke, nuke, nuke. Everywhere I look, I see nuke, nuke, nuke.
Come on, man. This guy is insane. He's just out of his mind.
My left hip is getting a bit numb. Can we swap sides?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What are we stopping for? Huh? Is your battery drained or something?
What? What was that?
Now, me and your partner here are growing impatient. Why don't you hurry up?
Why do these flashbacks and personality glitches always happen at like the critical part of a quest?
What's wrong? Piggy scared of a meat hook?
Oh. Whoa, that was trippy.
Lewis,
I'm all right, Murphy.
drop your weapon. You are under arrest.
I don't think you're reading this situation correctly.
Thanks for the ride, big guy. It's the new guy in town. Welcome to Detroit. I assume you've seen our little TV spot. Short and sweet. You know the first rule of show business and drug dealing, right? Leave them wanting more. That's a lighter you got there.
Murphy?
Something wrong, cop.
Hey, so, I think it's time to get back to business.
You fucking idiot. Your stupid stunt put a spotlight on me. Oh, you want to talk business? Here's a free lesson. You never, ever fuck with the money. I don't think so.
Murphy, what's happening?
What?
Now that we've got that out of the way, let me introduce myself. My name is Wendell Antonowski. I believe you've met my brother before. My brother really did a number on you, didn't he? But thanks to him, you've been given this great opportunity.
What the fuck are you doing to him?
There are people who would do anything to be in your position, to have your abilities, and yet you attach yourself to something that is the weakest in you, to the part that's still human.
Oh.
Imagine the pristine life you could lead without the things that limit you.
Murphy, don't let him get inside your head!
Like her. No attachments, no leverage. I admit, when I first heard that you were the reason my idiot brother was dead, I was furious. But then I got to thinking, why would I let anyone have such power over me? So I let it go. And now, I'm here to help you do the same. This is not an act of revenge. This is a gift.
Fuck you, scumbag!
Lewis!
What? What? That can't happen. He can't kill Lewis.
Another fucking glitch. What a shit show.
Everything's ready.
Switch him back on already.
Lewis!
Whoa, Robo. Calm down. He'll tear the equipment apart.
Wendell Antonowski ran away and Lewis is in the hospital.
Okay.
What did
Lewis
you
is
do?
okay.
Just stand there and watch it as it happened?
I want to see her.
She's in surgery as we speak, so that's not gonna happen. Instead, you're gonna go through with your psych evaluation.
Let me go!
The old man wasn't happy that I let you skip your first session and was adamant that I make sure you attend this one. Especially since the problem of you malfunctioning has obviously persisted. So, Doctor, do your thing.
What? Now? He's in no shape to be examined.
I'm afraid that I must insist.
This is highly unprofessional.
I need to apprehend Wendell.
I don't think you understand your options, Shiny. In that you don't have any. You either comply, or you'll be dismantled. I'm only really rooting for one of these options.
Very well.
Doctor?
If this is supposed to resemble a therapy session in any way, I need everyone that isn't my client to leave. That is not negotiable. And is it necessary to have him restrained?
That's for your safety. What if he loses control? Exactly.
If anything goes wrong, just use this reset button. One press, and he goes back to La La Land.
Okay, let's leave the good doctor to work. And Robo, see me after this is over.
I'm sorry it has to look like this. Are you at least sitting comfortably enough to have this conversation?
Okay, so from everything I gather, Wendell Antonowski is the brother of the villain from RoboCop 1. The drug dealer in RoboCop 1.
My partner was shot, and I need to find the person responsible.
You do. But I think you'll agree that you should be in the best shape possible to undertake that task. I understand this is not an ideal situation, and this is probably the last place you want to be right now.
I'm not the only one unwilling to be here. Your heart rate is above 120 BPM.
You're equipped with a heart rate monitor? I imagine it comes in handy in your line of work.
It does.
I agree this whole thing is happening rather fast, but we are both professionals at helping others. So how about we start again? My name is Dr. Olivia Blanche. Naturally, I've heard people refer to you by different names, but I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
And now Chad is saying that he was the brother of the toxic waste guy. Oh, the guy that that ran into the big toxic waste thing and then mutated? It's his brother? Okay, he was kind of a minor sidekick character in the first movie, I think it was. Use his real name, says chat. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
My name is Alex Murphy.
Then I'll call you Alex Murphy. I've worked with many police officers that have gone through traumatic experiences, but I think we can both agree that you are no ordinary police officer. How do you see your situation?
I am a cybernetic organism, a fusion of both the remains of the policeman Alex Murphy and this high-tech armor.
So we can't rule out that your actions are influenced by your human part. But that's something that I've already learned from the reports. What I would much rather hear is how do you perceive yourself?
Perceive?
Yes. See, what I found immensely helpful in working with my patients is transparency. In order to help each other, we need to be able to see each other fully.
Comfort, scare, or reassure. Let's try reassure.
Do not say I did not warn you.
Consider me warned.
Now that you see me the way I am, do you wish to push the reset button? Your heart rate remains high.
No. Not at all. It's actually my secret that is making me nervous, not yours. You're not the only one here with prosthetic body parts. This hand, you must have wondered what happened. Some time ago, I was a victim of a crime. A thief broke into my house. He made a lot of noise and my neighbors called the police. And Ed 209 reacted to the call and mistakenly recognized me as a threat. My hand was red mist moments later.
Ooh.
Since that day, I have become, let's say, a little leery of machines.
A red 309? I don't think I know what... Is that one of the mech things that we saw at the end of RoboCop 1? Do you fear me? Do you fear us? Only malfunctioning machines? Let's do you fear me?
Do you fear me?
I fear the unpredictability that machines bring with them. So when I heard there was a chance to contribute to the research on the stability of OCP's mechanical units, I jumped at the opportunity. I hope you don't find it unprofessional. Getting that off my chest made me feel a bit better. How about you check my pulse now?
It has dropped below 120 BPM.
You see, I don't just impose things onto my clients. I practice what I preach because it seems to work. I think that makes for a very promising start. Thank you, Alex Murphy.
Okay. Primary objectives, all main objectives complete, 1,000 experience. Secondary objectives, stolen vehicle, the discount dealer, who killed Casey Carmel, and time to repent. That's a lot of extra experience. Investigations, arcade owner connections discovered, a warning note for Maurice found, police work, graffiti artist busted, the grocery store incident resolved, all violations found, pieces of crime evidence collected. Nice. Total rating, hey, I only got a B last time. Got an A this time. Objective completed. Sets final encore. We are in the middle of a mandatory evaluation. Take the Auto 9 motherboard. All right.
All done. Robo, there's something I need to show you. I know that OCP can be a real pain in the ass, but this might change your mind a bit. We've been working behind the scenes on giving your sidearm the treatment it deserves. The Auto 9 can now be equipped with a motherboard.
Hey!
Once the motherboard is in, you'll be able to mount a number of processors on it. Each processor can vastly improve your aim, damage, or stability. See for yourself.
Oh, wow. Well, wait, if I can upgrade my gun, why would I ever want to pick up another gun then? Insert a chip into an empty slot of your motherboard. The chips have different types of connections and boost levels. Use them to power other system areas and upgrade your Auto 9. Avoid the red components, reducers, which lower the weapon's stats. Each motherboard has different specialization, layout, and perks. Only one motherboard can be active at a time. Press L. What is this? What is this mini game here? All right. All Omni, T-shape, L-shape, pass-through, dead end. Dear Lord, what is this? Color 87 or Colonel 87 says, "Did you even watch RoboCop 2? You keep going to 1." I watched RoboCop 1. I haven't finished RoboCop 2. I got 3/4 of the way through RoboCop 2. I got to the point where the kid... okay, I don't want to spoil it. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I got to the point where the kid died, and that's where I ended. I didn't get a chance to finish it. All right, what's this? More gore. Increase the volume of gore visual effects. Is that going to get me demonetized? Full auto mode continuously fires rounds when the trigger is pulled. Weapon damage 0%. Weapon spread. Okay, let's see. Omni. I don't have any slots here that require Omni. T-shape. I have quite a few. No, I've only got 2. I've got weapon damage and weapon spread. Okay, is this increasing or reducing weapon spread? What's this? Power source. Let's put a 14%. Nope. Let's put a... Oh, I can't twist them? All right, so I can only use a 10%. In that case, I'll have to use a 12% here. But that targets a reducer. Penalty, 10%. Oh, I don't have to use them. Oh, okay. So I want to use a pass-through. We can use a pass-through 15% here and bypass the reducer. Nice. All right, well, if that means we need to use a 16% pass-through here to get the gore. All right. Well, that means we need to use the dead end here for a 13%. Let's got to make sure that we don't trigger the 5%. But to get this, we're going to have to pass through this 15%. Let's go to the L shape. Let's see which ones fit. We've got a 14%, and that's it. It's the only one that fits. And if we put it there, yeah, we get a 5% penalty there, which we kind of don't want, and yet we have to get that penalty in order to do this. Armor piercing. Oh, dear God. Well, we're going to have to go straight up. A dead end of 10% to avoid the negative 20% there. Could I completely avoid the 5% by putting a dead end? I don't have the appropriate dead end. An L shape wouldn't work there, right? It would. Oh, but I need power passed through there in order to match it. All right. Max says you can also put chips in with paths that lead nowhere. Oh, so maybe I should be looking at all. Can I sort by... Oh, they're already sorted by biggest. All right. That's the power source. So I can't do that. If we put that there, I don't trigger anything. A 15% dead end. All right, if we go that way, we're going to do both 14%. That's also going to trigger it. Well, that is better than that at 13%. So we'll put that there. That's 14%. That's better. But in order to get it correctly, we're going to have to do this. That triggers the 5% penalty. But then I get 10% to armor piercing without that 20% penalty. And I think that's probably the best we're going to get. Chip merging. What's that? Oh, what? Huh. Deuteronomus says triggering that one red is the only way to get full auto. Well, can I put this there? I can't. I need a dead end. What is chip merging? If we go back to the PC board. I guess I don't understand what this is. Well, with this, I get 29% weapon damage, 11% reload speed, 10% weapon spread, 9% magazine capacity, and 5% armor piercing. But this is the only way that I'm going to get full auto and armor piercing, because I can't power armor piercing unless I go down this channel as well, which powers the 5% penalty. I broke my hip says this will make 3 random chips into 1 random chip. I see. Is it random, or does it combine the values of each of those chips into a much more powerful chip? I want to see what that does. Let's reset. Let's go to chip merging. Let's go to T-shape 14%. And those are all dead ends. 15%, 10%. No. Oh, that's a pass through. No, that doesn't work either. I don't have the appropriate one to go there. Wait a minute, that doesn't fit. Why did that work? This passes through down. It doesn't pass through to the right. If we try putting a 10% there, that works too. Why does that work? So I guess it doesn't matter, huh? Well, then why can't I put that there? Does that need to be a dead end as well? Could I put a pass through? Yeah, that works. All right. That's the output, says chat. Oh. That gives me a 17%. I sacrificed a 20% for a 17%. Accept? No, why would I do that?
Be on the lookout. There's OCP tech in everything. You wouldn't believe how many useful processors can be salvaged from old devices. Okay, that's it from me. Becker wants to see you. He's taken over Reed's office. Say what you want about the man, but that takes guts.
It gave me the 17%. Doggone it. That's not what I wanted. It's random, Ox. Use the lowest values. Get rid of your 10% ones. Oh, okay. Well, that's what I should have done. %. 12%. This is not a good gamble. I am not getting a good gamble here. All right, so then a dead end. I'm out of dead ends. So I need to go to chip merging. I don't have one that goes up and left, or up and down without going right as well. There we go. Oh, it doesn't go up. There we go. 14%. Sweet. Okay, weapon damage 26, reload 8, weapon spread 10, magazine capacity 8, armor piercing 9. So it wasn't nearly as good as the 20% that I put here, which I stupidly wasted because I didn't realize that it was a random generation. But okay. Skills. Do I have any skill points? Yeah, I've got 5 skill points. Let's max out deduction. Because once I get this, I'm going to get reloading strike. And then finally, enhanced shockwave. No. Deduction, I'm going to get enhanced map. Marks the locations of valuable items and data on my map. I want that. Activate. And then the last one is enhanced learning. Gain 30% more experience points. I need to get that as soon as possible. So let's activate. Bingo. All right, I've got deduction completely maxed out. In order to use the charge things, I need at least a vitality of 2, which allows me to use fuse boxes. So I kind of want to get that. Engineering, I'm going to need to get that up to 6 to allow me to crack safes, because there were a couple of safes that I missed out on. So I think those are going to be my next primary choices. Save current skills? Yeah. Archives, notes, and tutorials. I think I read all of these notes. There's the Auto 9. It's an interesting minigame. I'm going to have to spend more time thinking about that. Objectives, mandatory evaluation, and the map. So this is going to take us up here, and the map says that I don't have anything interesting nearby that I haven't already found. So let's go upstairs and check it out. Mystic Mog says, do me a favor and pat yourself on the back for figuring that out, because it was way more complicated than it needed to be. On the game's part, not yours. I agree. The interface is not very intuitive, the way they present it to you. But I'm grateful that I had the chat here, because the chat helped me understand how to...
Now for something positive. The daughter of Jens Danielson, Prime Minister of Norway, who was brutally murdered during last year's parliamentary session, is expecting a baby. It's a girl.
Delightful. Prime Minister of Norway murdered.
Any news on Luis?
Not yet. But she's been through worse. Don't think too much about it.
You know you're right. We should stay strong and focused, just like her.
How is she gonna trust me after this? I glitched out, and that caused her to get wounded, possibly killed. I mean, it's only an act of God that she wasn't killed. Blue Brothers. Yo, Ramirez. I left your uniform in the locker with all the bullet holes nicely stitched up. Don't worry about it, though if I ever again hear you call me a knitting nana, you're gonna be patrolling the streets in your underpants, Cap. Why do other officers have to repair bullet holes in their own uniforms? Shouldn't the police force have somebody who does that? Are people required to repair their own gear here? Seems weird. Well, that was new. Oh, but we couldn't get it last time because there were people standing in front of it.
Magnavolt commercials are not kidding when they say lethal response.
What do you mean?
Once a week, Mark has to call the cops to collect the body of a dead burglar from his front yard.
I love how they finish talking and then both turn towards me, as if they're annoyed that I'm snooping. Any more loot in lore? Dude, what are you doing sleeping on the job, buddy? Ah, well, I'm not gonna rat him out. It's probably been a long day. Hey. Health insurance information. OCP Healthcare, Detroit. Dear Officer Kurtz, in response to your request, please note that early retirement involves terminating health insurance that covers you and your wife without the possibility of prolongation. Out of care for your spouse and because of the fact that she actively uses the oncology treatment package, aka she has cancer, we recommend working through your entire tenure. Regards, Clara Bright. Dear God. I mean, I'd say it's Orwellian, but is our health care any better? At this point, probably not. That's pretty awful. Yeah. Jeez.
Hey, Murphy, do you have a minute? It's about Lewis.
Did you say Lewis?
Yeah. Me and a bunch of guys decided to sign this get well card for her. I figured that you'd want to sign it as well.
A get well card?
Yeah, I know it's just that we want to let her know we're with her.
Lewis will like that, or I would like to sign the card. I mean, I want to do both.
I am sure she will appreciate that.
Thanks, Murphy. I knew you'd understand. Actually, there are a few signatures that we still need. Could you ask them? I think I need a break. To start, Kowalski is hiding somewhere in the lobby.
Understood.
Okay, side quest. Find Officer Kowalski. Well, he's in the lobby, right? Scanning. Officer Kowalski, no match. Scanning. Officer Kowalski, no match. Scanning. Officer Kowalski, match.
Oh, I didn't see you there, Murphy.
What are you doing here, officer?
Nothing much, just trying to collect my thoughts.
Would you sign the get well card for Lewis? I am supposed to get it signed and then pass it on to another officer.
Yeah, sure thing. That's a great idea. There you go. Signed. But could you pass it along to another officer? I think I'd like to stay here for a little bit longer.
Jeez, Kowalski, what's going on? We could say no crying on the force. Or we could say take your time.
Understandable. Take your time.
Thanks, Murphy. Kurtz hasn't signed it yet. He was in the locker room last time I saw him.
Okay. Go to the locker room, find Kurtz. Hello, Kurtz.
My heat signature recognizes that the water is cold. Is everything all right, Officer Kurtz?
Oh, you talking to me? Yeah, I guess I stayed here longer than I anticipated.
I have a card to sign. It is for Lewis.
I'd love to sign it, but I don't want to get it wet. Could you grab my towel for me? Yellow one. It should be by my locker.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Poor RoboCop. This is like the mundane day-to-day of living in a police precinct, working out of a police precinct. I'm glad we get to just do the grab a towel, sign a card. All right, I gotta find Kurtz's yellow towel. Oh, there it is. Here, Officer Kurtz. Maintain your dignity. We do not want to see your Johnson.
There you go.
Thanks. Just give me a minute.
There we go.
There, signed. I think that it's beautiful what you're doing.
You are shivering.
Yeah, I was lost in my thoughts. Didn't notice that I used up all the hot water.
Thinking about Lewis.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, but I can't imagine what you're thinking. She's your partner. Speaking of partner, I see that O'Neill hasn't signed a card yet. Be a good guy and get it to her, okay? She's at the range. She'll yell at me if she finds out there was a card for Lewis and she didn't get to sign it.
I will make sure that happens.
Okay, to the range. Wow. Lewis being injured has hit everyone here really hard. This guy is standing in a cold shower and he's so lost in thought that he doesn't realize it's turning cold. How does that even happen? Doesn't sound really. How do we get? Gotta go downstairs. There we go. Well, I recognize him. Hey, the cells are full of the guys that we apprehended during the last mission.
Hey, it's a private party.
Can you believe this guy?
What? I just like seeing my conquests after a hard day's work.
Piece of shit.
Someone's working out some aggression.
Is everything all right?
I think my service weapon ain't calibrated right.
I could perform a check for you.
Yeah. Okay. Give it a go.
Oh, great. We get to do this again. Time to beat my high score.
I guess you don't have any problems with it.
Here we go. Yeah, that's better. He likes his gun better. What'd I get to last time? 7? Six. Dear God. Seven. Hey, new high score. All right, how high can I go? Oh, no. No. Ah, man.
Your service weapon is calibrated correctly.
Yeah, I guess so.
What is the matter?
I can't lie. I wanted to come here and blow off some steam, but my hands are shaking thinking about Lewis.
Officer.
It's just that if it happened to you, it could have happened to any one of us. Lewis is one tough cookie. She'll pull through, I'm sure of it. But I'm not so sure I could say the same thing about my partner. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it about me.
I struggled to accept it too, or I understand. Let's do this.
It is difficult.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You can sign this get well card for Lewis.
Sure thing. There you go. Almost everyone's already here. That says a lot about her impact on all of us. There's only one person missing, Sergeant Reed. He's in the garage.
Garage. Highest score, RoboCop 617. That's right, it's me. Let's go down to the garage. Hold on, let's see if there's any lore. I have a feeling a lot of the notes have reset since the last time we were here, because we've found so many new ones. I guess that means that I have to explore each section all over again every time I come back to the station.
Murphy, do you have a minute?
I do.
I noticed you running around the precinct.
I am collecting signatures on a get well card for Lewis.
I know. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I ride everyone hard, and they probably see me as a drill sergeant. And maybe they think that I do it because I don't care. But I do care for each and every one of you. And what I'm trying to say is that I'd like to sign that card, if you let me.
You are part of this unit, or you are part of this family. Oh, do we dare? Do we dare bring in the family? I'm gonna pull a Marsha and say it's all about the family.
We are a family. You should sign it.
Everyone's here already. Lewis, she made an impact. We've got to get the ones that did that to her.
That is my intention.
Right. Keep the card. She should get it from you. Thank you, Murphy.
All right, objective completed. Get well, Lewis. Still have to go to Sergeant Reed's office. Let's see if there's any lore down here while we're here. I don't see nothing. Leave police station. Not until I get my quest. I can't sprint. Not that I could sprint ever anyway. It's just I'm so slow and plodding. All right, let's be slow and plodding in the direction of our quest objective. Clomp, 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 clomp. All right, we did the showers, we did the range, we did the garage. We did the cells. We did the cells. Up we go. Briefing room. Dead. They updated it. Hey, Torchhead's dead. Arcade closed. Nice. We're making progress here. We finally got a picture of Wendell, the new guy, and Tanowski. There's a picture of Briggs. Still missing. We never really figured that out, did we? It's probably going to carry on over into the next section.
Yes.
All right, enter the Reed's office.
Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Becker.
You are very determined. I must have seen your application like 20 times.
I assumed they were getting lost in the mail.
That didn't stop you, did it? You're persistent and capable, too. Highest marks on all the written tests. Pretty much an ideal candidate. Aside from the fact that you don't meet any of the physical requirements, that's actually remarkable. Short stuff.
Unfortunately, sir.
Why is being a cop so important to you?
My father was a police officer, and his father was one too.
A police family, huh? It must be heartbreaking not to be able to continue a family tradition. You know, I have the power to look the other way and make you a cop despite your shortcomings. In exchange, I only ask for one thing. Your complete loyalty. And maybe a touch of gratitude as well.
Will I still get a badge? Like a proper police officer?
Badge? Oh yeah, sure.
Then Officer Washington is reporting for duty.
Good. There you go, young'un.
Is that blood?
We don't make a badge for every new officer. We just reassign the old ones after cops retire.
Oh.
Or die.
RoboCop. I'm a big fan.
Ulysses
That's
Washington.
great, because
wow.
you'll be spending a lot of time together.
Meaning?
Aside from his regular dispatch duty, Officer Washington will become your personal overseer.
Oh, no.
Overseer?
Yes, you will report to me on his every action. Hopefully that will prevent him from continuing to tarnish his already murky reputation. His recent behavior casts a shadow on OCP, and we can't have that.
That's a lot of responsibility for a rookie.
Every other cop refused this post. But you won't. You wouldn't jeopardize your career, right?
No, sir.
I would like to proceed with my investigation, now that we know that the new guy is Wendell Antonowski.
Was he even listening to anything I've been saying? Absolutely fucking not. You're off the case. Actually, you're off all cases. There's a bunch of documents that need archiving in the records room. That's your priority now.
What? Oh,
Understood.
no. Oh,
Now go.
paperwork.
I'll tell Achilles about what's what in this godforsaken place.
Stop. Don't make me do
It's
paperwork.
Ulysses, sir.
Hey, first rule, kiddo, never question your superiors.
Oh, this is really creepy. Dude is asking him to be loyal to him, not to the state, not to the government, not to the people, but to him personally. That's pretty nasty. And we've been reassigned to do paperwork. Oh. Well, I guess I'm glad that they didn't forget paperwork. Paperwork is part of being a good cop, as we learned from Hot Fuzz. Well, we gotta go to archives. Let's do some paperwork. Do some archiving.
Hi, Murphy. I was told you'd come to help me. This is exciting. I don't get many visitors here.
What seems to be the problem?
Mr. Becker wants you to do some maintenance work, so, please scan the servers, see if they're operating properly. I'm sure they are, but he insisted I found a job here for you. Yeah, I wish I had something more exciting for you to do, since for me, this is where all the action happens.
Oh.
Explain.
With this wealth of information at your fingertips, this records room should be a real hotbed of activity. Others don't seem to know how fun it is to dig through all this stuff. You can play a real-life detective here.
Officer Cecil, You are a detective.
Yeah, but mostly just a paper pusher.
So, if one wanted to find out the whereabouts of a particular criminal, what would one do?
That's easy. Just check the computer in the back. Type in who you're looking for and see if there are any matches.
There we go.
Just remember to scan the servers at some point. Mr. Becker will blow his top if I don't make sure you checked him.
Okay, well, at least we're gonna be able to work on our current mission, finding Wendell Peterson, by doing this server maintenance. Here we go.
Working perfectly. Good as new.
Yay! Server operates as expected. Find Antonowski's case files.
I'm telling you, this is incredible. Just type in your search.
Okay. Alias ID. Service unavailable. Data maintenance service unavailable. Do we need to repair mainframes before we can do this? I guess we need to.
Perfect working condition. I am detecting a malfunction.
Huh? That doesn't seem right.
This server is compromised.
Good thing you noticed it. It could lead to the loss of important data. I'll make sure Mr. Becker knows what a tremendous job you did here.
Okay, well, now that we've done that, let's see if we can find more information here. Why can't I go right? I can't go over there. I can't switch to the other aisle. Ah, I just gotta keep going down. Of course I can't go right. Case files. Detroit Police Department case file database.
You've never been charged? Well, that's hard to believe. There's a neat feature you can try. See who attempted to access his file before you did. Maybe that'll help us.
Oh, Briggs.
Officer Briggs.
Briggs? That must be the last lead that he checked before going missing. So his case led him to the Street Vultures territory? Maybe those two cases are connected after all. I'll have to report this to Sergeant Reed.
And I am on my way.
There's nothing I can say to stop you, is there?
No.
Well, then instead I'll say, go kick ass for Lewis.
All right. Leave the precinct.
We need to be on guard. OCP is trying to smuggle more of their staff into our ranks.
You're right. We can't trust them. God knows what sort of people they are.
Let's stay sharp and smoke them out.
Ah, RoboCop. I was looking everywhere for you. I wanted to say that this is an incredible honor for me. But, you know, I get the feeling you don't see eye to eye with Mr. Becker. Yet, despite the position I'm in, I'll do my best to assist you in any way I can. So, what are you doing here?
I am going to Highland Park.
Isn't that Street Vulture's turf?
That is where the lead took Briggs. It could be connected to Wendell.
Oh, man. That's exactly what Mr. Becker told me you shouldn't do. It's my duty to stop you. Is it even safe for you to go? I mean, think of yourself. You keep malfunctioning, right? What if something happens again?
Hey, Murphy, I found this on the back seat of your cruiser. It's for you.
I can't let you go. Is there some sort of a command for that? RoboCop, off. RoboCop, stay. Hey, all cops have to follow rules. Especially you. You're a cop and a machine, so you can't go. Your systems won't allow it. Right?
Wrong.
Wrong.
RoboCop?
Heel. Cease. And
RoboCop?
desist. Stop, RoboCop. Control Alt Delete.
Don't do this to me. Not on my first day.
He's just so point and blank. I love it.
I know you're listening. There is still time to stop and turn back. The street vultures are territorial and vicious. You wouldn't want to be caught on their turf, especially by their leader, Spike. You know, I'm reading that he's known to be exceptionally savage. Apparently none of his enemies got out of Highland Park alive.
I will be the first.
I'm gonna get fired.
It can't be a RoboCop game unless we go to the mill. We went to the mill in RoboCop 1. We went to the mill in RoboCop 2. And here we are again at the mill.
Finding a missing police officer there will be like looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm looking at the map of this place and it's huge. There's no way you can investigate without being noticed. Street vultures are the biggest gang in Detroit.
I have a large supply of bullets.
It's just constant one-liners from this guy. I don't know how you're going to do it. Oh, well, I've got a large supply of bullets. All right, so this is our perk. Paying off. We've got OCP chests, and they are marked on our map. Sad that they don't mark lore on our map. But all of these hashed areas are areas that we can explore. And that's great. Lots of different buildings we can get into. And I'm going to have to do this next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel. That's right. This is a perfect place for us to stop for the day. We finished off the last territory. We sadly got our partner shot, but then we went and did paperwork and gave a guy a yellow towel. All of the day's work for RoboCop. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I had an absolute blast with this very unique and fun game, and I hope you're looking forward to next week just as much as I am. I don't have time. I haven't had time this week to work on my lore video for the weekend, what with kids' concerts and charity streams and all that. So sadly, no lore video for Saturday. But things will be back on schedule next week, and we'll have our regularly scheduled live streams all next week. Alan Wake 2 for Monday, Starfield for Tuesday, and then Baldur's Gate 3 for Wednesday, and then back here with more RoboCop for Scotch and Smoke Rings on Thursday. I hope you'll be there to join me. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, or actually Friday morning, and I'll see you soon with more lore videos and more live streams. Bye-bye now.